Which one is this? All right, guys. We are live, but before we really go live, we're going to do our countdown. All right, guys. We got another Real Talk Chicago weekly reviews. This is weekly reviews number 16, I believe, at this point. And we got a couple of things on the docket for tonight. We're going to talk. I'm going to just go over a list real quick of things that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the outside comedy show we got coming up, as you guys can see in the background right now. That's what our background is about. We're going to get into that a little bit. Our latest podcast release. We're going to talk about some of the Chicago news that's going on. The Bears potentially leaving Chicago. Chicago reopening, according to Lori Lightfoot and Pritzker. G Herbo's Fed case that he just caught, Drizzly's data breach, Logan Paul versus Mayweather, Dogecoin to the moon and Elon Musk, Bill Gates divorce, Kevin Samuels and the myth of the necessary hoe phase and the fact that high value men cheat, J. Cole's new album on the way, is Tekashi 6ix9ine untouchable, and any new music previews. So we're going to get into these topics tonight, guys. I got a few people on the line with me. We got Picasso of One Light.
Yo.
We have our original residential Caucasoid here. What's the word, sir?
What up?
All right, we got a returning guest. If you haven't checked out his episode yet, definitely go back and check out Marcelo Sandman Siggers. He got a real dope interview with Real Talk Chicago that we did a little while back. You can always go back and author, producer, engineer, fucking all that shit. What's the word, Marcelo?
You could add gunfighter to my resume.
Firearm connoisseur.
You know.
And then we got another weekly guest, community activist, Quick in the building. Darrell, what's going on, sir? All right, this guy got himself.
What's going on, fam?
All right, another week, guys. Yes, sir. We can't hear you now. You came in a little bit late there. What's the word, sir?
Yeah. No, I was just saying peace and love to the family. Another week, another life saved. You know, we out here got a lot of things going on. Get into it a little bit later in the show.
Yeah, we definitely will, because one of the topics I forgot to mention, but we're definitely going to do, is Chicago uptick in violence. Every time the temperature goes up, so do the shootings in Chicago. And I know that directly impacts you in the line of work that you do, sir. So we're definitely going to get into that as well. First things first, obviously, we got to talk about, we got to get the home stuff out of the way. So for any of the listeners, any of the people who are checking it out, I see that there's a couple of you guys in here. If you haven't yet, definitely like, comment, subscribe, share. Make sure, you share it. Subscribe. That's the only way. You got to actually turn on notifications on YouTube if you want to know when we're actually going live and putting in this work, so you could join the conversation with us. If you comment on any of the streams, we'll see it on here. So if you do decide to comment, definitely, if you want us to see it, you got to make sure it's something worthwhile. But like I say, guys, our latest podcast release is the first thing that we're going to be talking about here right now. If you guys haven't been that familiar with Real Talk Chicago, we've been doing this thing for a little minute now, and we just released another episode. Well, this one's actually a re-release, so we're re-releasing this episode, and let me actually make sure that I'm only giving you guys the window that you need. All right, so we just re-released an episode. If you ever go to mogulminds.net and you need to get to our podcast, you can click right here. It'll open these up. You go to podcast. Our latest episode's always going to be right here. This latest episode, it's a re-release. It's a classic though, from before we were really doing the numbers that we're doing today. Italian Mafia Memoirs featuring Sal the Clam. This is a good guy that I met. He has an extremely interesting story. His father was not technically mob, but he was mob adjacent. But a lot of crazy shit comes with that. He talked about struggling with addiction. He talked about a book being written about his life. He talked about gambling with John Cusack above a bar in Wicker Park before Wicker Park was all gentrified the way that it is today, when it was actually still the hood. He shit, man. We got into so much in this podcast. I just wanted to re-release it for Throwback Thursday. That's something I'm going to be doing now. Re-releasing some of our older content for Throwback Thursdays. So yeah, definitely go check that out. As always, support us. You can support us by coming to any of our events. Like we got the upcoming Outside comedy show on the way. That is coming up Saturday, we're in May, right? Saturday, May 15th. Saturday, May 15th, we're doing the Outside comedy show. We got some graphics for that I definitely want to make sure to show you guys. If you got us on Facebook, we're putting it everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. The tickets are up on Eventbrite. You can also go to mogulminds.net if you want to check those joints out. Let me get this pulled up for you guys so you guys can see that as well. And boom. All right. So outside comedy show tickets are less expensive than last time. We don't got some of the overhead costs we had before. So tickets start at $25. It is BYOB. There might be a little corkage fee or something like that, or there'll probably be drinks available. Now we got a dope host, Ty Riggs, hilarious comedian from Chicago. If you follow him on Instagram at Yo Mom's Fave. We got Marcus Shakes headlining. We got a good lineup of comedians also: Connor King, Tiny Thickums, Ali Dropos, Kendall Ralph, and a few guest spots. This is going to be an actual patio event. It's going to be dope. The last one went over well. We're going to make sure to get a lot more footage so we can show all you people who decide to miss out. Now,
yeah, that last one was dope as fuck.
The last one definitely. It definitely was dope. It says you're in a second time in the background. Also, I'm not sure. Are you might be setting up your computer or something like that? So, guys, we're probably gonna have some performances, some live music. We'll probably have some music from Spicasso, Prophet, One Light, and a new partner of theirs. We just knew him as Saxophone Guy, so that's what we're gonna call him for now. And so he's gonna be back in the building. But it's gonna be a dope event. We had a great time last time. Everything shit, man. I don't even know where to begin or end with what happened last time. We just gonna have to get the footage for you guys, but we're not gonna stop talking about this. If you want to come to the show, use the promo code Munchies. We're only gonna allow so many of those promo codes to be used. So if you're interested in coming to the show, use that promo code Munchies, and it'll get you 20% off. That is the Outside comedy show. That is Saturday, the 15th, starting at 5 p.m. That's when the doors open. Doors open at 5 p.m. But we're gonna be going. We're gonna be rocking. It's gonna be a dope event. Hope you there. All right. And wow. With first thing we're gonna talk about, I guess apparently a ton of people are still staying at home waiting for Pritzker and Lori Lightfoot to tell them that they can come outside. So apparently the city is opening, guys. I didn't know, honestly, that we were still on lockdown because I remember the first week of lockdown, and Mogul Minds being a media company, we didn't actually. We were what they call that shit, essential business or some shit like that. We were one of those, so we were out here and there was no traffic. It was great. It was amazing.
Yeah, that was a wild time, man.
It
When
definitely
all
was.
that shit first hit, man, I was
Yeah,
like,
y'all should have stayed y'all ass
wow.
at home.
You said what, I'd? We didn't hear
I
you.
said they should have stayed home, man. I liked it.
Yeah, but shit, there was no traffic. It like took me like
I
10
said
minutes to
they
get to the
should have stayed
studio.
home.
Yeah, I liked it too, bro. Like shit was great. But yeah, guys, apparently, like I say, Pritzker nem. That's what we're gonna call it, Pritzker nem.
Pritzker now.
Yeah, Pritzker nem. They telling people it's okay to come back outside now or shortly. That Pritzker saying by
Man, that's
June
wild.
11th. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure people been outside for a minute now.
So Pritzker is saying by June 11th we'll be able to go back, and Lori Lightfoot's saying maybe by July, like Independence Day or something along those lines. I
Mm.
don't know. Does anybody have any real thoughts on this?
Um, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that think they just listen to Lightfoot,
Back
and that's just
outside.
gonna be the thing that's gonna be like, oh, now it's okay because she said it's okay. I don't know. A lot of people waiting for that, but
They're
I
waiting
think
for
that
Massa to tell them what to do.
yeah, and a lot of people are already outside, like doing what they do. I think
Yeah,
most people.
yeah. The way rush hour traffic is looking, you would think that the vid never happened. But we ain't gonna spend too much time on that. Obviously, I don't know. Uh, Sandman, you're in the background there. You got anything on this topic before we move on to the next one?
I mean, my whole thing is honestly, shit. I don't think it ever really stayed ever really closed. I mean, it was impossible for them to enforce. Of course, they enforced it downtown. You know what I'm saying? Because they had to. As far as some of those restaurants was concerned, but motherfuckers was throwing parties all across the city.
Yeah,
So
they
Facts.
kept
motherfuckers would
calling
meet
them.
up.
That's
They
facts.
kept calling them super spreaders.
You know
Remember
what I'm
that?
saying? Motherfuckers was at the park. 67 was still jumping. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
no one cared. That's just what it was. That's
Well,
just
hold on. The yuppie areas cared hardcore. The more gentrified areas super cared.
Facts.
Uh,
that's because they
because
cheap.
yeah, well, absolutely. But that was, I mean,
You know,
come on. What's understood don't need to be explained. You know what I'm saying? But
right?
at the same time, I just wanted to see if anybody had any opinions on this. I actually laughed when I first saw it because I was just like, like, what are we talking about? Um, yeah. So somebody, Nino Max said the way he been outside, I didn't even know we was on lockdown. What's the word, sir? He's out south too. So there you go. Just like you just said, Sandman. Even though he was on lockdown. But if you were up north or in any of these gentrified areas in the Chicagoland area, you would see right when the lockdown hit, there was nobody on the streets in the middle of rush hour traffic, night or morning. Like I'm on the expressway flying. There's nobody there. It was beautiful. I wish there was a way for me to. I felt like Bruce Almighty. You know what I'm saying? When when he was sitting in traffic and he just did that and the whole shit parted, the whole traffic parted. That shit was dope. But
Mm.
yeah, guys. So it's been getting a little bit warmer, and obviously, anytime it gets warmer in Chicago, we know what comes with that shit. Every year it happens. Summertime Shy is a beautiful place. It's a fucking dope place to be if you know how to move in Chicago, if you're not living too hard in these streets. I got a little news report I'm gonna share with you guys real quick. This one's from what is this? WGN News. I'm gonna just play the video real quick and then we could talk about it. I was hoping Darrell was gonna be on for this one. Looks like Henry just hopped in literally 1 minute before he got to go. Um,
What's up, Henry?
what's the word, Henry?
I'm gonna be on for a couple minutes. Then my clients aren't here yet, but I had to get ready. But I'm just hopping in and saying what's up to all y'all. What's going on, fellas?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We talked about the latest podcast release. We're doing new episodes for Throwback Thursdays every week now. We talked about the Outside comedy show that we got coming up. Tickets starting at 25 Saturday the 15th. We talked about Chicago reopening according to Pritzker and Lori Lightfoot. Pritzker saying June, Lori Lightfoot saying July. You know that all that. chuckled that one off. And then we were getting into the uptick in violence, the summertime shy shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and share this screen with you guys real quick.
WG and Sean Lewis live at Chicago Police Headquarters with the latest. Hi, Sean.
Hi there to both of you. You'll hear this time and time again. Chicago police officially telling us that weather and violence do not correlate in the city of Chicago, though if you look at the numbers, especially this weekend, it tells a different story. The warm weekend weather brought with it a flurry of violence. Across Chicago, gunfire and knife attacks cut short the lives of at least 7 people and injured at least another 46. One of the latest near the United Center at Adams and Sealy. Chicago police working into the early morning hours on Monday. 5 people, all between 20 and 32 years old, were shot as they stood outside. One of them rushed to the hospital in critical condition. This shooting happened just after 11 p.m. Sunday. Police believe the gunshots came from a gray Audi SUV with 3 people inside. On Sunday afternoon, just before 3 o'clock, 2 men were shot here in the 800 block of North Ridgeway. A 40-year-old man survived, but the 34-year-old man was pronounced dead.
All right. I mean, honestly, not that any single person's life or any single person that was injured isn't as important as the last. Just, I mean, it really sucks, but I do have to say this. Any of us who grew up in Chicago, any of us who lived in Chicago more than 5 years, we're almost desensitized to this type of news reports. After a certain point in time, like how every time the weather breaks, the shootings start. And it's almost like people are waiting all winter to catch up with that dude that they have beef with. 46 shot, 7 killed over the this past weekend. Anybody? Let's hear you guys' opinions on that.
Well, I mean, shit, it's already starting. This is a news report hitting the wires right now about a 12-year-old getting shot over on 35th and Rhodes. Just now, just in the last 15 minutes.
Shit.
Here's my thing. This shit is all behavioral. If you look at the statistics and you look at what they're saying, the amount of money that's allegedly being put into these neighborhoods, they ain't got enough bodies to fill one summer Chicago. At some point, you have to say, okay, we have these programs. We have all these community activists that has programs for these kids. The city of Chicago has a program where kids got to go make money.
Mm-hmm.
It's like those things to me are for the choir. Those things are for the kids that want to do right. The kids that are out here, the shooters, they ain't trying to hear that shit. And I know
Right.
I know that firsthand. Like, can't no tell me. I'm born and raised in Inglewood. I know how the street shit go. And
Right.
the narrative is actually what's fucking this shit up because no one wants to tell the truth. The accountability must start at home. And when your mama, I mean, I you know me, man. I work for the city. You go to these scenes, the mama fighting, the daddy fighting, the auntie, everybody fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And these kids are not learning how to deal with conflict. Everybody in their fucking emotions. And these kids are dying over dumb shit. I'm talking to these shorties and they telling me, like, man, fam, you know what I'm saying, got popped because he said this, that, and the third. Like, what? Like, are you kidding me? Over some Instagram, TikTok shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really getting out of hand. And, if you take the 7-year-old, from people that, I know some people that's kind of close to that, dude, they knew that girl was in a car. They followed him from the time he picked her up. You know what I mean? And it's like this is a case of good versus evil. You know what I'm saying? We have to stop blaming single mamas too. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some single mothers out here that are trying their hardest to keep their young boys in line. But you have to be accountable for your actions. Like, I mean, we talked about this before. We got free will. God gave us free will. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah, you grew up over in South Shore. Like,
right.
Come on, you could have easily, you know what I'm saying, been a part of Terror Town.
I mean, my mom was a single mom, right? But my parents were split, so I still had that. I feel like to some degree, having a father in your life adds this element of, damn, he's probably gonna f me up if I do this. So there's that, right? I do think that a lot of single moms are working a lot in order to provide for their families, and when you're working that much, you can't watch any teenager, much less a teenager that's choosing to be in the streets. um it's hard. It's like you said, these communities are getting some funding for these programs, but one thing I will say is I think we need a lot more transparency with where this money is going. I think community as a
Absolutely.
whole, yeah, I think urban community as a whole needs to take an honest look at itself and start to think about what it is that we value and cherish. I think we got to stop glorifying the street culture as much it is glorified in everything from media to music to just what all these kids want to be today, and it's spilling over. Anything that really starts with the most disenfranchised groups ends up spilling over to all the other groups. So I mean, we're seeing it everywhere, and it's ridiculous. I could lie and pretend like I got some type of solution or answer to this shit. But I mean, let's be real. If any of us had the answers to this shit, Chicago wouldn't be in the situation that it's in. I don't know that anyone does have the answers to this shit. It's just a rough situation all around. And I wish that we could just have a conversation with each one of these kids, and that's why I like when Quick is on the calls, Darrell is on the calls. He got dropped out. He'll probably be back in when he's not driving. But I say that to say he works in violence prevention in Uptown and Rogers Park, and they're working with a lot of these youth a lot of times. Marcelo, I think he'd be a good contact for you to know. But they're working with these youth a lot of the times. They do get some government assistance and funding to do violence prevention work. I'm hoping that, by us spreading the message, we can help get a lot more of the older guys who used to be in the streets. These guys have a lot of lessons that they can teach these young cats in these streets right now. But before we move off of the topic, Picasso, did either of you have any other opinions about 46 shootings? Oh no, I'm sorry, 46 people shot, 7 people killed, and who knows how many shootings actually happened in the city, because what they don't ever talk about is the fact that a lot of these people aren't shooters. They're block poppers shooting at shit from half a block away and the other end of the block and shit like that.
Yeah, it's not much to say. I mean, it's fucked up.
That it is. I'd any opinions there before we move on? Oh no, okay, it looks like he is gonna come out. So you were saying, I'd you still muted, just so you know that. Yo, so
I don't even know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah, now we can hear you. Now we can hear you.
No, we can't.
Yeah, I don't know, dog.
Well, it's gonna work. I keep getting cut off on here, but yeah, man, it's tragic. I don't even know what there is to do. I'm not involved in that, so I loved hearing perspectives from Marcelo, and definitely wish that the rest to give us more. But
yeah, hopefully
it's not good.
Hopefully Darrell will be able to hop back in. You do sound choppy. Either you need to get on or get off of Wi-Fi. But hopefully Darrell's able to hop back in shortly. And we got a couple other topics here that we got to get to. Like I was saying, guys, I was hoping I invited a few people who are sports fanatics to hop in on this one because I don't really care about most sports in general, non-combat sports in general. It's just like if there's no money on the line for me, it's just I just don't really care. I think a large part of Major League Sports is fixed to some degree.
I
I don't
do
think
agree.
all the players are in on it or anything like that. I think all you need is a handful of refs and one or two players. Now, all that being said, the Chicago Bears, or the Bears as they're known, talking about leaving Chicago, seriously considering a move out of Soldier Field. This is reported by CBS Sports, I guess. Um, Rome said, Rome said you got to pay that Wi-Fi. Oh shit! Backstage, we got the homie Paige Flowers in the building.
Hey,
Paige, long time no see.
Hey,
I can't.
peace, y'all. What's going on? How y'all doing?
what's up, Paige?
What's the word, Paige? What's going on? Long time no see. I know you came in the studio.
Thank
I didn't get to be here for that session, so you were in
my
here with One Light putting in that work.
Yeah.
Oh
So, Paige.
yeah, it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool.
So we're gonna come back to this sports topic real quick while we got Paige on here because I know Paige is an extremely busy individual. So I want to bring this topic up while we got Paige on the line. So Paige, one of the topics that we had to talk about tonight is Dogecoin and Elon Musk, right? So quite a few people that I know have made some serious money messing with Dogecoin. And then with Elon Musk going on SNL this upcoming weekend, a lot of people think that they're going to get, Dogecoin's going to get up to that $1 mark and possibly past it. Now, you as a person who, at the very least, for the listeners, if you aren't familiar with Paige Flowers, she's done multiple episodes with Mogul Minds Network. She's done episodes with One Light. She's done episodes with Real Talk Chicago, and she's been talking crypto since the first time we met her, I'm pretty sure, and that was 3-4 years ago at this point, our first episode. Paige, how do you feel about Dogecoin in general? Is my first question.
So it's one of them coins where if Elon say something, it's gonna move. So it ain't no shit that I would want to. And it's no disrespect to anyone that invest in anything. I mean, you can make money from any cryptocurrency if you understand how to enter and how to exit, right? But the thing is that I typically tell people to, and I'm not a financial advisor, but just look into investing in things that have great utilities, investing in things that actually are in alignment with what you believe in. You know what I mean? Not just riding a wave just because Elon say something about it. Because honestly, when you don't even have to read the chart. When Elon say something, if you know he gonna say something, then you know Dogecoin gonna go up. So if you know he gonna be on SNL, you might want to use some Dogecoin. Like that's the kind of psychological behavior, that Dogecoin has. And I'm
So
not
I got a
saying it doesn't
question.
have a utility, but what I'm saying is that it's just one of them.
Well, I thought it didn't have any use. I thought it was like a joke coin, but then at the same time, it shows kind of the power of people and what people are able to do in mass action, right? And I got money in Dogecoin, but I also got money in Bitcoin Cash. I got money in Ethereum, and then I got money in a few different cryptos that I don't know anything about in Coinbase. Now, all that being said, all of the cryptos seem to be going up right now. Ethereum, though, from my understanding, Ethereum is its own entire network. Like you were saying that these cryptos, if you're going to be investing in crypto, then maybe you want to look into some that have utilities, right? I don't know if I'm on a delay or not.
Yeah.
So I know you teach your
Yeah,
own
yeah.
classes about crypto and everything like that. So if you have could you do us a favor and introduce yourself to the listeners and tell them about your class that you teach and where they can find you if they want to learn more about crypto?
Yeah, sure. My class is a privacy class on how to be private in the crypto space. And there's many reasons why you'll want to be private. You can follow me at Paige Flowers, PaigefLwrs. Um, I have a group class actually coming up on the 15th this May. 6 hour class, $135, and it's going to be recorded. I mean, the value in there is impeccable, and it is sensitive. Like just going into the conversation, because Mogul minds, we all here, right? We're here, like in terms of the conversations that we have about control that's
Right.
going on in our society, and we know about recent lockdowns that are happening everywhere. I was just watching something about how Fox News is preparing, how Fox News had talked about how they're trying to prepare us for a 1 week vacation nationwide where we don't have any internet, no gaming, no anything, where they shut everything down. And they've been talking about like um, cyber attacks, about shutting things down to slow things down. They've been talking about it. Um, so I just tell people, hey, this is where things are going. We need to get prepared, and what you can do to protect yourself. So,
Okay. And Paige,
yeah.
if you had to measure the success that you've had since investing in the crypto game, how would you say you've done?
If I had to measure, like, how would I say I've done?
Yeah, how would you say you've done in the crypto space?
I've done pretty well. It's changed my life. Um, I ain't gonna throw no digits out there,
Do you still
but
work your
it's
nine
changed
to
my life,
five?
and I show people how it can really change life. No,
No.
no,
So
and I don't collect
through
unemployment either.
through your investments, you have been able to get off the corporate slave ship and not collect unemployment, which I'm sure there's a bunch of people who make a bunch of money in crypto and still collect unemployment. But I think that that's interesting, and that's definitely why I wanted to get
Yeah.
your opinion on the whole Dogecoin push. My guy Gucci just dropped in. What's the word, Gucci, sir?
How you doing? How you doing? Man, doing my I feel for these mechanics. I haven't done mechanic work for a while. I just finished doing my brakes all day long, man.
So Gucci, right before
but
Paige
the
hopped on here, we were actually talking about a topic that I don't really care about that much, but it is a Chicago related topic. So I wanted to get your opinion, as probably you and Marcelo are probably going to be the biggest football fans on here. So I'm going to go ahead and share this screen and see if I can get you guys' opinions on this whole situation. Um, but before we do that, Paige, is there a way for what's Robinhood is shit. This is my personal question to you. I dislike Robinhood because I feel as though, and I'm not speaking on behalf of Mogul Minds Network or anybody else here, every time that I noticed a sharp uptick because people are pushing something through. Like I noticed it with GameStop. I saw it happen with Dogecoin. I've seen it
Dogecoin.
happen a few different times now where all these things, prices are surging, and all of a sudden Robinhood is having unexpected issues or server errors. How can we get around that, or is there a platform that you're familiar with that you don't think plays these types of games?
Yeah, I
Man.
don't deal with Robinhood. I don't deal with Coinbase. I don't deal with PayPal. I
Okay.
did the first time I got with Cash App last year. That didn't last too long. They kicked me off.
Why they
But
why they kick you off? What were you
I
doing?
don't use them. You don't even own.
Oh,
Just buy. I guess buying too much crypto and receiving too
hold on, Paige. You said something just then that somebody said to
terms
me
and
on a
conditions.
status
I
on
guess I
Facebook. You said that you don't actually own your crypto when you're using these more commercial apps like a Robinhood or a PayPal. What do you mean by that?
right. You don't own your assets, so you don't own the custodial rights to your assets over there, which means that they can freeze your assets at any time, and you can't move the money out of Robinhood. You have to just withdraw to a bank account. That's not owning the asset. That's like holding the asset. It's similar to just being able to hold your kids and then send them off back into the system and then come visit them the next day. You don't get to take them home with you.
Hmm. That
That's
is
what Robinhood, PayPal, and all of those are about. I don't use those.
so for somebody like me, right? And there's probably quite a few people out here watching who are familiar or in a similar circumstance. If I wanted to move what I have out of these more commercial apps and move it into, like, I was suggested a few different apps just this past weekend. Where would you say that some places people should look into? Not anything you're suggesting, just some places people should, or apps people should look into.
You can always go to like CoinGecko, and you can go to markets and you can see actually where to purchase your cryptocurrency. What exchanges I would only buy from exchanges with a high trust score. I mean, Binance is not bad. KuCoin's not bad. FTX is not bad. Um, yeah, I would take a look at those and create an account, and then that way you'll be able to buy your cryptocurrency from there. So
Coin Gecko,
yeah,
right?
I would take a look at the exchanges. I wouldn't
Voyager.
buy from those. Yeah, CoinGecko, CoinGecko.com.
Yeah, I think I'm right here right now. I don't know if you can see it. I'm sharing it on the screen. Okay, so I appreciate that gem page. We got a couple of other topics we're gonna be
Yeah, you
moving.
can go.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I can't tell where the delay is,
Oh,
so I don't know when I'm
yeah.
talking and how long the delay is before you start talking. You were saying something, Paige?
Yeah. Sorry, we're on a delay. But if you go to like markets right at the top and you click on farms and you
Mm.
just scroll down, like you're able to see the passive income opportunities that you'll be able to get by staking.
Oh, what happened? It just dropped her, and she's in the middle of dropping
Yeah, for
gems.
real.
Like she was definitely in the middle of dropping gems. I feel like that was that who the
And
proverbial they. I feel like that
I
was
wanted to
they
ask her
doing.
about PayPal. Yeah, I wanted to ask her about why she don't mess
Okay,
with PayPal too.
she's backstage again. So
PayPal take a huge percentage of the shit, all your transactions and shit.
Paige
Shit
is back.
bogus.
Paige is back. It looks like she should be connecting shortly.
Okay.
In the middle of dropping gems, that's when they drop you, Paige. Right in the middle of dropping gems. You said we could go to markets, we go to farm, and this is on CoinGecko, and then it can tell you.
Yeah.
You were saying something about passive income, and that tickled my ear.
Yeah, like so you can money in a yield farm and gain a high annual yield. So the traditional banking
Oh, Paige, I think we're gonna.
They ain't gonna let you say
Yeah,
all that.
they're not gonna let you get it off,
She
Paige.
said traditional banking, and they're like, "Come on,
I
chill out."
like immediately her feed cut. They are on dirt with her. Like I don't know what that's all about. And it's funny. So for the viewers, for the listeners, you'd be surprised if you're in the so-called truther community or conspiracy community, or you're just a person who is not a sheep. You'd be you can see the censorship happening a lot more. Hey, maybe it's just her Wi-Fi connection, but you'd be surprised how often people who are very tech savvy and also like to talk truth have these Wi-Fi issues. But Paige, as soon as you said the words traditional banking, you just cut out there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They did her again. All right,
It
well,
is what it is, man. Dang.
it is what it is. But
Type
look,
it in the chat or
So
something.
bogus. Like,
I like you
I
guys
jumped.
saw it. Like I'm right here.
No, can you hear me fine? Am I cutting in and out?
No, I
Yeah,
can hear
you're
you
good, man.
See,
perfectly fine.
bro, and I know my mic has been is been muted because of my headphones and whatnot, so I can hear her. But what the fuck, man, dude? We just want to
I,
hear some knowledge.
that's it. That's all. We just wanted to let Paige drop those gems. Paige, if you are viewing from the background, type something in the comments. Let us know. Paige, we still. I know we've been going back and forth the last few weeks. We still want to set up our next podcast with you. I appreciate you coming through. If you do want to hop back in, you're more than welcome to hop back in. We're gonna get on these other topics until you do. But obviously, they wasn't trying to let you get these crypto bars off
No,
tonight. I don't know
And
what to say about
if you
that.
do want
man,
those crypto
bro.
bars, I know she got a class that she was talking about.
She
So
does have a class,
get her on
Oh,
definitely.
does
Instagram to get a
she?
class.
Yeah, she got a class. Go check out her Instagram page. If you follow Mogul Minds Network, you can find her from our page. Just type in Paige Flowers, Paige. She gave it. Just rewind the video. Um, look, we're gonna move on to this next topic, but as you guys see, this is a platform where we like to talk real shit and true shit. And I don't know, the powers that be or her internet connection just wasn't having it today. So, like I was saying, Gucci, who, sir? And then Sandman, I know you're muted. I know you're in the background there. How do you
Yo,
guys feel
yo.
about?
She's not cool.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about this specific topic? Supposedly, the mayor of some city in Illinois says that the Bears are seriously considering a move out of Soldier Field.
Arlington Heights. That's what city it is.
Really?
Well,
Yo, hold on one second.
What
Yo,
the fuck are
Ken,
you talking about, bro?
I'm gonna put you backstage real quick for 1 second while these guys. I'm gonna let these guys rock on this Bear situation. Unless you had some on this. Were you watching just now for the Page Flowers situation?
Nah, I just got on, bro. I just got in the house.
Bro, literally right before you hopped in, Paige was in for about 10 minutes. And as soon as she started dropping gems on crypto and how to really move in your crypto, immediately she started having internet connections, like immediately dropped her out 3 different times.
Wow. I could talk
Uh,
about some crypto too, man.
Completely bogus,
yeah,
bro.
we definitely gonna bring you back on it, but I'm gonna let
Go
Gucci
ahead.
and Sandman get this off.
For sure.
yeah. So
Mayor of
so
the city. So
so
this
it's
is.
Arlington Heights.
Oh,
Wait,
hold on,
wait.
Gucci.
This is. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's Arlington Heights. Well, first of all, the contract with Chicago Bears for Soldier Field is a 2033. There's no way the city is going to let them out that contract. There are more than one way to skin a cat. If they really want to leave, the NFL could do some things. Well, the NFL wouldn't let them do it. The Bears could try to do some things legally, but the NFL is going to stand true to their contract because of the way those contracts are set up. But the thing is, like, first of all, Bears, y'all suck, right? What do y'all really want done to Soldier Field? Like, it just got renovated, what, 12 years ago?
Yeah,
Maybe,
when they put in all the like the whole secondary set of seating and
Yeah,
the glass stuff.
yeah. The fuck? Like, what do y'all want? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all not even deserving of a team, if you ask me. You know, ain't like y'all bringing home Super Bowls and shit. You know, I mean, what the fuck? You know, I mean,
Right.
hopefully we do better. So I'm not a Bears fan, but we just drafted one of the best quarterbacks in a long time to come out of the University of Ohio history. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I saw a lot of people talking about this cat.
Yeah, I want to see him be successful. I'm hoping that he be successful, and I hope they give him some weapons to be successful. Because we all know you can be a great quarterback, but if you ain't got no fucking receivers, unless you fucking Tom Brady, you got the worst motherfucker in the world. Tom Brady gonna make you a star. No, he's just precision like that. We
yep.
don't know how precision he's going to be in the NFL because that's a different stage. We do know he's precision on that college level. You know what I mean? That Big Ten level. But yeah, so like the Bears are like, what do y'all want? But like I said, there'll be a fight, and I don't think Lori Lightfoot is dumb enough to even let that shit happen. There'll be a blow to the city. So it's
A
just
big
all
blow.
talk right now. It's just all
It's
talk.
it's basically like how when Daly left and sold the parking to LAZ. You know what I'm saying? He knew what he was doing. Like it was a whole. It's just like with the
He
if the
did that for
McCaskies get
200
the
years too. For the people who
yeah,
don't know,
bro.
because we got listeners who aren't from Chicago. So for people who don't know, we had this one crime boss that also moonlighted as our mayor. His name was Mayor Daley. Before him, his dad was mayor for like hella years. It's like a crime family that really just ran Chicago for a super long time. Used to give all their friends the contracts. Right before he got out of office, he signed a 200-year contract to a private company that gave over the rights of Chicago street parking. So you know how you got to pay the meet,
I'm sorry.
how you got to pay the meter and shit like that. That when we do that, it doesn't even go to Chicago. The money doesn't go to Chicago for the next 200 years, 190 years or something like that. So I don't even when that happened, I was like a teenager. I was like, he could do that shit. That shit don't sound legal to me. But that's what Gucci was referencing in his statement. Now, Gucci, you were making that reference to say what?
To say that the Bears would first, this gentleman was saying, Lori Lightfoot's crazy to even consider this. Two, the Bears absolutely do need to get together. And me being a Bears fan, and I agree, the Bears fucking suck right now. It's so heartbreaking to be this fan. If I mean, they're worried about a move. Well, how about making a team that's worth watching? How about putting all the pieces together instead of and working together instead of man. I'm glad football season's over for the time being, but I miss it because of fantasy. But otherwise, this whole move thing, that's just I didn't see this until today. It's the stupidest thing I ever heard. It's like Green Bay leaving Lambeau. That's how I
I
feel. You
mean,
know what I'm saying?
before we move off of this topic, like I said, I don't got a whole lot of opinions on this topic. Ken, Spicasso, I'm fairly certain you, like me, don't have a ton of opinions on this.
They ain't
Um,
moving,
I don't
bro.
watch
They're not
sports.
moving. Yeah.
yeah, quick, just hop back in on the call. So quick, we're gonna come to you. I was just asking Ken if he had any opinions on this before. Ken, you're gonna have to unmute yourself before you do say anything. Did you have any
What?
opinions on this, Ken? So to catch
Nah, you
quick
talking
up,
about the football
yeah,
situation?
yeah. So the Bears are talking, or the Bears are talking about leaving Soldier Field to go to a different city in Illinois. And if you can see the screen share, I don't know if you guys can. It says mayor of city in Illinois says Bears are seriously considering a move out of Soldier Field into his town. The Bears might be leaving downtown Chicago. This was
That sounds. Wait, it's
wait. So Darrell, you started saying something, and then you went mute.
yeah. I didn't know if it was my turn or not. I didn't want to cut nobody off. It's on
Yeah.
me.
So we're gonna do Ken, and then you, and then I, and then we're gonna get off of this topic.
Hey, now actually, Darrell can go. I too much don't have any opinion on
All
that
right, you don't
matter right
care like
there.
I don't care. That's cool too.
It is what it
All right, Darrell, your
is.
opinions on this, and then we wanted to get your opinion on a topic that you missed. So I definitely Marcelo he shared a lot of light on something. So I want to definitely get your opinions on that. But Darrell, did you have any opinions on this before we get off this topic? You muted, bro. All right, Ide, until Darrell unmutes himself. Ide, did you have any opinions on this topic before we leave it? Why can we not hear Ide?
I'm not sure, but it's like the connection keeps breaking up when you talk. So I don't know.
When I talk, that's weird. I'm hard lined in.
Yeah, sometimes it goes in and out. Sometimes that's probably me.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, this StreamYard shit is terrible, bro. Like, let me just start by saying,
StreamYard is fire. It is literally your
no, it's
connection in them Apple products.
no, look, that is true. It's just they're not compatible. But man, this shit is a mission to get on, and I'm hearing everybody's having an issue. But anyway,
I don't got an issue.
I've had zero issue. Marcelo's had no issue. Gucci's had no issue. I don't know, dog.
I kept getting kicked. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it sounds like Apple and Steve Jobs and them don't want y'all using services that aren't their FaceTime service. That's what it sounds like.
it sounds like StreamYard ain't cut the check yet to Apple. So, you know what I'm saying? They got to figure that shit out. Like, whatever y'all got to do, just go ahead and, like, get me right. But, yeah, did it say why the Bears want to leave?
No, but I think Marcelo shared a little bit of light on that. Marcelo, I think you were saying earlier that this has been a multi-year conversation that they've been having. Is that correct, sir?
Well, I was saying, it's Arlington Heights, and the Bears' contract with Chicago is not up to 2023. So the Bears, like I said, they haven't revealed what they are.
Somebody's background is loud.
But
okay, it's good. I got it.
Soldier Field just got renovated. What was it? About 10, 12 years ago? Early 2000s, maybe. It was longer than that, right? Maybe it was what 2006.
The first time I went, I was like 15, 14, and it was already renovated. So it was probably like going on closer to 20 years than 10 years.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, like y'all just got it fucking renovated. Like usually stadiums last for 60 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, dude, they're not in the position, if you ask me, to demand shit. First of all, like the brother said, build the fucking team up. I mean, you got people like Khalil Mack. Like, he's a fucking freak of nature. You know, he deserved to have people around him when he ain't got to work that fucking hard. Because he's going to give you 100%. You know what I'm saying? Every fucking time. But he's only one fucking man on that defense. You see what I'm saying? Like, build the fucking team, bro. That's about moving. Come on, stop it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy to like you said though. I mean, Soldier Field's not going nowhere. That should be utilized for all other intents and purposes. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the Bears want to go play at some rinky-dink high school stadium, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bruce said they capping on the Bears. I shared it on screen for a second. He said they capping on the Bears. Darrell, it looks like you finally might be able to have a steady connection, hopefully. So we might could get some of your opinions. Before we leave this Bears topic, did you have any opinions on it, sir?
Yeah, I got like 3 quick things, man. Just for one, that'll be the dumbest thing that I think the Bears could do financially, right? Because even if they went for a championship in Champaign or some shit like that, I wouldn't be as enthusiastic to go as if they left Soldier Field. You know what I'm saying? But if that would make them a better team, I could say maybe, but I doubt going somewhere else would make them a better, especially going somewhere else in Illinois. Like, this Chicago. Anybody in Illinois who's trying to play professional football would want to play football in Chicago. It's not realistic to me to leave, but that's my personal opinion. I don't know if I don't know what's behind the scenes of we're gonna leave Soldier Field, because that's not even logical to me. But
there's a bigger play behind some of this shit. Like there's something else that they want.
They want to use Soldier Field for some other shit, and they're gonna use this as like the bullshit ass in between, the go-to, you know what I'm saying? To say, oh, they wanted to leave, and then all of a sudden Soldier Field some fucking military camp.
So, yeah, that I don't even want to delve too far down that rabbit hole because we already know that
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm king conspiracy theorist around here. So
I ain't gonna lie.
What year are you predicting the zombie apocalypse?
It depends on how long and exactly how the mRNA works in these pokey pokies, because there's only certain words we can say without getting the stream shut down. So all I'm saying is it depends on how long. I don't know if they need to, maybe by the time we get to like 7G, they flip a switch and then everybody, just drops dead. I don't think it's going to be straight zombies off the rip, though. I think it's going to be some like they can be controlled.
Yeah, I feel like they don't be like
controlled,
acting out, bro.
Right.
And
tweaking.
tweaking.
I think mass action. I don't know. I think I don't know if we're gonna make it to 2035, bro. I think it's gonna be much sooner. But me being optimistic, I'll say 2035.
Okay.
But we're gonna get off.
Rome tried to come at me. Rome, that Wi-Fi is good, bro. It's this StreamYard shit,
Bro, no, it's not StreamYard because you haven't broken up once.
And I just got on my other laptop. Like,
yeah, so it was that weak ass phone. Yeah, I feel you. That's what happens. Everybody want an iPhone.
Yeah.
They're gonna watch them end our stream on all Apple products now. Like for some reason, the stream's just gonna disconnect on all them fucking overpriced Tonka toys. But Darrell, we did have a topic that we shed some light on. Darrell, we were talking about, and you weren't in on the conversation, so we want to get your opinion, especially as a person who works in violence prevention here. So everybody do me a favor, and if you're not hosting or the person that is directed to in the moment, do me a favor and just mute yourselves. That'll make things easier because there's always background noise that everybody thinks we may not be able to hear, but we can, so the listeners hear it. All right, so Darrell, this one's on you, and then Ken, I'm gonna go to you next because you weren't on the stream for this, but we're not gonna spend too much time on it. Everybody else got their opinions off on this. We were talking about as the first, real hot weekend we just passed this last week, and there was 46 people shot. No, 7 people killed, another 46 people shot, and then, like I said earlier, we got no idea how many actual shootings happened because a lot of people are block poppers. They're not killers. They just want to shoot at people and they don't actually want to hit their target. So there's no telling how many shootings actually happened that, stray bullets, who knows where they went, all these different things. Shannon Freeman, though, to Marcelo asked the question, when do I think the zombie apocalypse is going to happen? Shannon Freeman, she said it's going to be 2030. Shannon, I think it might be slightly sooner than that, depending on, how these pokies go. But I just wanted to highlight that real quick. So, Darrell, how do you feel about this uptick in violence? We know every time summertime shy rolls around, as soon as it gets warmer, the violence kicks up. Any comments on that?
Yeah, well, like you said, man, it's about who's reporting what. You got 4th of July coming around. People got sticks of dynamite. Those shot blockers aren't exactly. Then it's not exactly a crime or illegal to shoot, right? It's just like you want to have a range or what. So you don't even know if a person's shooting a gun or a firearm. I judge the shootings based off how many people are shot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now, of course, we see shootouts where guys don't got no fucking aim and they don't shoot. They don't actually hit people. So I'm not saying every single time they say it's a shot and nobody gets shot that it wasn't some bullshit. But if we're talking about violence and actual, then let's go off the documented people who are actually shot. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so one weekend, the first warm weekend, we're talking about what? 53 people shot, 7 killed.
53 people shot, 7 killed. Those are sporadic numbers, bro. I don't know. Black people tend to get crazy when it's hot, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been cooped up, especially right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you were in the mid sentence when you stopped there, but yeah, I think you brought up a good point. People being cooped up for so long, and then it gets warm. On top of this being Chicago, I think it's a little bit of a recipe for disaster.
And
Ken,
shit opening it up too.
shit is opening up. We did talk about that a little bit earlier. Ken, did you have any input on that before we got off this topic and moved to the next? Because there is a topic that I wanted to come back to you on, Ken.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off what the real said. Pretty much like, it's Chicago. It's getting warm. Things starting to open up. It's not really going to slow down, in my opinion, because of all the drugs, people drinking more. Like he said, people cooped up in the house. And it's just like when people get out, man, people act crazy. This heat. It's just a lot of factors that's going to play into a lot of these things that's going to happen in the summer. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to get better. Especially, I feel like when they keep constantly showing this on the media as well. It's like they pushing it even more, so to speak, even though they bring awareness to what's going on. But this happens everywhere. And it's like, for some reason, it's like Chicago. It's just always Chicago. Like, it happens everywhere. But, like you said, it's getting warm. I think it's not going to slow down. I really think it's going to get worse. That's pretty much it.
It's sad that you feel that way. It's even more sad that it kind of is that way. I brought it up earlier. If you've lived in Chicago for any more than 5 years, especially if you grew up here, we are almost desensitized to this type of shit. And we as
I got a
yes,
comment.
sir.
I didn't get to my fault, bro. I didn't really get to get my full thought.
Yeah, no, yeah. I just started talking because I didn't want the dead air after you went silent.
No, it's all good. That's why I love your program, man. You train shit. You be prepared and shit. I'm still got my whole life going on. But if you think about a project, right? Chicago is infamous for their project buildings and all the shit that used to happen in the 90s and the 80s with the gang chiefs and shit, right? They don't mention the 60s when they were progressive people getting $1 million grants from the government and shit. They skip that and go right to the project buildings and all the bullshit, right? So if you think about that, Chicago itself as a city, in terms of population, is a project. You understand what I'm saying? Because we are compared to places like California that got big ass mountains and rain. The landmass is so big. We talk about in comparison with people, and even with New York, they've rebuilt New York about 3-4 times. So now the city's building up where there's more space for people. So even though that, like, you have class systems that still work off the old way of thinking in New York. So they got little specks where there's violence, but Chicago, there's no balance for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're like a project. We're jam-packed, all these different people, different cultures. We're so diverse and mixed up, including your own people. So, you got Jews, but you got Hebrew Israelites, and then you got these kind of Jews. You got Latinos, you got Latin folks, you got peoples, you got black people, you got folks, peoples, different gangs, Bloods, Crip, like we got so many different attitudes happening in one place. How do you expect it not to be getting shot up and ransacked? Nobody trusts the police. They're not coming in solving issues. I seen a post earlier today. Somebody was like, oh man, you think the police is bad, then next time you're in trouble, call a gangbanger and see what happens. I looked at that shit like, that's exactly what's going on anyway. Like, you're not saying that, you're describing some shit that's already taking place because that's the resolution. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, until we stop getting treated like a fucking experiment, then I don't think, it's realistic to think the numbers are going to change. Because even when the gang violence down, you got mental health issues, motherfuckers out here killing motherfuckers and going crazy. You get on top of the mental health issues, the poverty in the gang community starts to take over. Now you got to work back with that community. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the infamous motherfuckers just don't even in the wrong hood kind of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you expect a change when there's nothing to change the demographic that these people are dealing with?
Shit, man.
Well, let me say this.
Yes, sir.
One thing that we don't talk about, because like you said, how many 40-something people shot, right? 40-something people shot, but
46 shot, 7 killed.
Okay. Now, the study of wound ballistics, those were 47 or 46 attempted murders that just didn't happen because that person wasn't mortally wounded. We got to think about that. Luckily, these cats, I see them at the range. Believe me, trap guys, they go to the range too. They can't shoot. But let's just say they could. Because these cats are not going out here just to shoot to say wound. They're shooting to kill. They just not accurate with what they're doing. So it could be 10 times worse, and it's very scary for me. I could prove it to you.
Marcelo, not to cut you off, but like to go along with your point, one of the guys from the network actually commented. I put the comment on screen. He said a lot of guys that got locked up for shootings between 2011 and 2015, all them dudes are coming home and now they're continuing where they left off.
I mean, that may be the case, but it don't matter who's doing the shooting. It's still crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are attempted murders. Because one thing I hate when the police come on TV and say, well, hey, in February, we had 30 murders, but February 2020, we had 29. So we actually doing better. That's bullshit. That means somebody missed or they just didn't get killed in the process. But you still had hundreds of shootings. And when I got, my gun experts, come on the show with you whenever we hit that schedule, we're going to further break that shit down to you. Because this shit it goes way deeper than just pulling the trigger. There's a lot of people that are very fucking lucky, man. And one thing we're not talking about, people paralysis. Motherfuckers is vegetables out here that survive that shit, but they never be the same.
And I agree with you. And for the listeners who may be wondering what Marcelo was talking about when he said he's going to have his gun expert, Marcelo, again, author, firearm enthusiast, has done Real Talk Chicago multiple times, producer, engineer, has done Real Talk Chicago multiple times. We have episodes together that we've done. Definitely go check those episodes out. And Marcelo is now connecting Real Talk Chicago with one of his contacts who is a firearm expert. So definitely going to want to have him on the podcast. Hopefully, I could come out to the range with you guys at some point and get some of that footage so we could put that over the podcast or play that during the podcast as we actually get into this interview and get into this gentleman's background. So be on the lookout for that episode, that interview. That's going to be coming up, guys. As far as the Chicago uptick in violence, honestly, it's going to take a community effort on all of our parts. Us doing what we're doing and having these conversations, to some degree, it starts a conversation or it continues a conversation, but there has to be more than just conversation in order for us to really move forward. I see Marcelo tracing on his, what are you shooting in your basement now?
This is just a target. I just wanted to explain something to you real quick. This right here.
All right, hold on. Let me spotlight you real quick as you explain this.
Yeah. Okay, so
go
here,
ahead.
This is a target, by the way, y'all. And it's a silhouette. This is what's called the fatal T-zone. The eyes to, to the top of the eyes to basically the top of your lip. Anything right here is fatal. It's like we call de-animation. You're done. You're gonna be dead before you hit the ground. This right here, incapacitation, spinal cord, aortic valve. You got the triangle right here. This is all fatal. You know what I'm saying? This is the one where, oh my God, somebody help me. They died in an ambulance. You know what I'm saying? Anything else is possibly survivable besides down here in the pelvic area. The pelvic area, you get hit down the pelvic area, you'll probably bleed like a fucking pig. So this is what I'm talking about. So if you look at where these cats are getting shot at, they're getting hit in the shoulders, the sides, the abdomen. The abdomen can be fatal too, depending on how long it take you to get to that surgeon. But this is what we're talking about. And luckily, these cats ain't hitting these areas. And if these cats knew what they was doing, the body count would be far more greater than what we've seen. And it's sad and it's scary. It's scary, man.
Everybody killers. I think times a dude happy just shooting a motherfucker once or twice and getting out of there. You know what I'm saying? They screaming they killer savages, but everybody ain't no killers like that. You know what I'm saying? I seen niggas shoot one or two motherfuckers without having no bodies, and people be like really terrified of this person. This man's never killed nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's the stigmatism of being the person that will shoot. Like, a nigga don't want to go to jail for life. You know what I'm saying? So that he's the shooter, he's a killer mentality. It's an image, man, and that's why I think it's less people, because I seen videos up here, man, up north. A motherfucker walked up to motherfucker, shot him right in the head and killed him. It don't take a fucking big genius or an expert to murder somebody that you trying to kill. A motherfucker who really wants somebody dead gonna kill him. But some of this shit is rap shit, man. It's like, cool, it's Chirac anyway. Yeah, we blew at them niggas. Yeah, we blew at the car. Yeah, we hit one of them niggas. If a nigga die, motherfucker at the crib biting their fucking fingers off, hoping and praying a motherfucker don't get their ass up to them people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
absolutely,
it's more like a stage, and it's a worse kind of stage because you gambling with people's life, people getting hurt, and you building a false ideology to the youth that this is what it is, this is what's cool, this is what's going on. Whole time you barely, even if you the gunman and you shot a motherfucker and you barely escape with your motherfucking life.
I think that you guys both made some really good points that I don't even really want to piggyback off of. I do think that it's a really good chance for us to segue based on what you guys were talking about. And Darrell said something that, like, he was talking about what's glorified, and like I said earlier, they're doing this through media, through music. This is what's cool in urban culture today, which brings me to our next topic now. Have you guys heard about this? I'm gonna go ahead and share this screen real quick. It's a quick little news report. I think it's less than 30 seconds.
Making a false statement to a federal agent in an extensive fraud case. Herbert Wright, who goes by the name G. Herbo, appeared in a federal court in Springfield, Massachusetts Tuesday. He's one of 6 people previously accused of using stolen credit cards for 4 years to pay for a lavish lifestyle. Federal agents say Wright denied knowing one of the other defendants when they questioned him in 2018. If convicted in that case, he could serve up to 5 years in prison.
All right, guys. Opinions on that, guys. G. Herbo just got charged, and you know I don't know how much you guys know. I follow crime a little bit. The feds got something like, I want to say, and I could be wrong on this number, but it's really high up there. I want to say something like a 98% conviction rate. It's extremely rare that the feds come after you if they don't, if they haven't already done their homework on you. Somebody said Polo G pop out at your party. That was a minute ago. That was Shannon Freeman. I don't know what that's in reference to. I'm assuming that I'm assuming that's it. That goes with this G Herbo conversation. I'm actually gonna throw that up just for a second, just because I think it's funny. But
didn't they say that they were tacking this on to some other charges that they already had against them?
Right. So here's what it is. They caught a scammer case, right? They caught a scammer case for card cracking and all this other shit that they're doing. Basically fraud, right? They caught the scammer case. But you know, with these Fed cases, these things take years.
Right.
So in the meantime, he obviously, I would imagine, I don't know any of the specifics of this guy's situation. I would imagine him being a person of a little bit more means, has the ability to fight the case a little bit better. And from what I'm understanding, the way that I heard it broken down, at some point the feds was asking him about the initial guy that they popped, and he said some along the lines of, I don't know, dude. I haven't had no communication with dude like that. I don't really know the cat. And you know, obviously it's the feds. They're gonna subpoena everything, all your phone records, all your social media. They're gonna subpoena everything. So what it sounds like is he lied to them. they got the proof that he lied. Boom, hit him with a new charge on top of the scammer charges that he's already fighting. So, opinions on that? We're gonna go left to right. Picasso, you're gonna be first.
Yeah, I hope he's the 2% that doesn't get convicted. That'd be cool. I don't give a fuck. He did what he did to get his bag. That's all. Fuck a fed.
I don't have any opinions there. Sandman, you would be next, sir. Any opinions on this?
Man, I'm extremely disappointed. I feel for the young brother because he had opportunity to be bigger than what he's been. His career kind of reminded me of T.I. a little bit. Remember when T.I. first came out, I'm Serious, and then trap music came out, like, okay. Then Urban Legend is a fucking classic. I was seeing a progression with Herbo's music. And then, now you got these cases, and when the feds come after you, bro, they solid. They will give you enough rope to hang yourself so they can make sure they have a conviction. When the feds get involved, it's a whole other ball game. I have a friend that worked for the FBI, and when we talked about this case, he was like, "Bro, it's deep, and they got so much shit, though. They not even gonna offer a plea, but." So it's unfortunate because he's a young black brother that has gotten the opportunity to remove his family from poverty, to build a legacy for himself and for his children, and now he might have to sit down for some years over what? Some identity theft. We just got to do better, man. We just got to do better, brother. It's sad. I'm sad about it. I really am.
I agree with you. I'm not necessarily sad about it. I believe that the situation is sad. I believe that it's extremely disappointing. I agree with all the points you made about this man putting himself in a position to move his family out of poverty. Now, a couple of comments that we're getting on the side. Shot says your brain. He's from Chicago, rapping about that. She was talking about Polo G. And that was in relation to our earlier comments about how we glorify this shit in media and music, and then be surprised when the kids actually act this shit out. She was saying fraud ain't that serious. Now that depends on what type of fraud, and most people ain't trying to really sit in jail for 5, 6 years, 3, 4 years. Let's say you get 5 years, you got to do Fed time. You still gonna have to do what, 3.5, 4 years before you get out. A lot of people will snitch on everybody to not do 4 years. That just happens to be the fact of the matter. Everybody that's in the street world don't live by the street code. And she said he must gotta have a lot of money. And my only question about that, actually, one of the shout out to the homie, Big Homie, Chicago rapper. He actually commented on a post on Instagram earlier today, and he was like, a lot of this shit these rappers are doing is straight cap. Like, because if you were getting all this show money, if you were getting all this tour money, would you still necessarily be scamming? I don't know. But it's actually on you.
I was wondering, like, did this happen? I mean, recently? How far back does this go?
I think they said 4 years.
4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, man, Herbo's been on the scene for a minute, and like Marcelo said, like, it's just been a steady. I think you could hear it in his music, a progression. You know what I'm saying? And it's a dude that I'm, man, excited about having from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a good representation. We recently spoke about him, and I think Dirk and I think it was Polo G actually that they bought the school, their old school, somewhere in Chicago. So it's like,
Did Polo G go to school with Dirk and Polo G?
Dirk, Polo G, and I think it's them three. I could be mistaken on who it was, but I know Herbo was for sure a part of that. And so, I mean, man, it's sad to see that somebody who has a lot of influence, going back to what we're talking about with Chicago and the gun cases and the violence and whatnot. Like, it's a dude who could be talking to these kids and who would be perceived well. You know what I'm saying? And like, you taking him off the street definitely is an injustice on a lot of different fronts, not just his family, but it goes way further. So, I hope it all gets resolved well, man. But yeah, if they got proof of him talking to dude that they're already investigating, it doesn't look good.
Right now, Ken, we're on you, and then Darrell, and then we're gonna probably move on to another topic unless anybody else got something on this. But Ken, it's on you.
All right, for sure. I feel like as far as this situation with him, man, it's a messed up situation. Doing this, you feel me? You can't be just doing this and don't expect nothing to happen either. And another thing, you said somebody in the comments said like these rappers cap, and I agree. Either you rapping or you out there. You can't be doing both. The thing is, the rappers can talk about other things besides killing each other. You know what I'm saying? Or doing all this harm to other people and fraud. They can talk in their raps positive stuff and still make it sound good, but yet they not using it for that
No,
purpose.
no, no, Ken. When they do that, then you're J. Cole, and you get the boring memes. You get the boring memes,
Exactly.
and don't nobody want to hear that woke
Exactly,
shit.
exactly. But like I say, man, man, look, they artists at the end of the day, right? They can make it sound good and it can still pop, in my opinion. You feel me? But like I say, like if they got all this information on, bro, I mean, you do the crime, you do the time, but it is what it is. But like shit, people have to learn the hard way. A lot of people just gonna have to learn the hard way. You know,
In the same way
I
that
really
people like
wish.
violence and sex and like TVs and movies and shit, so they like that same shit in the music aspect too.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's a lot of rappers that are doing that positive, shit and making it sound good. But the shit that always I see that overshadows that is like the extremely negative, shit that you can murk somebody to.
I mean, it's both sides. Where like just stopping to make the music is not gonna just stop somebody from committing the crimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, or these actions. Like, it's music is an art form. Like, people will express themselves about whatever. Those people are not necessarily doing it. You know what I'm saying? Future famously said, like, yeah, I rap about Molly and lean and all this shit. I don't take none of that shit. You know, so it's like that's where the consumer kind of has to wisen up and just be like, yo, like I can enjoy this on a entertainment basis, but I don't have to emulate what these people are talking
But
about.
facts, but check it out though. How many people really look up to these celebrities though? That's the killer part. Even though
That's the
he not
problem.
doing it, but other people are out here actually killing it, like throwing away their lives, killing each other, actually doing these drugs because they believe that their favorite artist or actress or actors doing what they say they doing. But then
Right.
again, they rap about it. But then again, go on the interviews like, I don't do all this. I'm pretty sure they don't let their kids um watch their videos or promote that stuff to their
Bro,
kids. You feel me?
Cardi B just proved that a couple of weeks ago. She making WAP, and all these people got their kids out here listening to WAP.
We need a better community when it comes to raising the children of the community. You know what I mean? Because
Absolutely.
we have to be aware of what content that they're consuming, and you like, this is the whole monkey see, monkey do shit. Like,
what did Cardi B say?
babies will see, like kids will see that shit. Think it's cool.
Cardi B, WAP, I guess, was coming on. She was doing like a live stream or something. WAP was coming on, and her daughter walked in the room, and she cut it off and immediately picked up her daughter and took her out of the room. But it's really just to show she's okay with all of our kids listening to that shit, but she don't want her kids listening to that shit.
But that's not necessarily
To
true.
them, it's not their fault.
She did what she did as a parent. Why don't you do what you should be doing as a parent too? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Trust and believe, my son will never catch me playing Cardi B.
No, I'm not saying you per se.
I know what you meant,
like,
though.
The average person who's like, oh, they're to blame. No, like, we're all to blame for putting all these superstars and pop stars on this pedestal. Like, that's what we gotta be. They're just entertainers. They don't live like that neither. You know? So it's like, I don't know. The idolization is what gets me.
Why do we as a society, so companies are only going to market to you what you're willing to buy, right? Why do we as a society value that enough to continue to buy in? That's the question.
What are our options?
Ignore that shit.
That's facts, but at the same time, when something the brainwashing comes into like play here, when it's all this on TV, our parents have been, like they're in the system already, you know.
Yeah.
They're in the Matrix. They're watching all the TV shows. We growing up on that shit. So it's like
That's a cycle.
if your eyes do open up to that shit, it's a whole breakaway process that you have to
Right.
do. Like you have to become a completely different person. And that shit doesn't happen overnight because we're habitual creatures. So all the shit that we do is they become habits. And so and you are, you know, you're not your habits, but your habits become your personality in a sense. So you have to become a whole different person.
So before we delve too far into, because I like where the conversation is going, but I noticed we didn't give Quick his chance to speak on this topic. So Quick, you were, as far as the G Herbo Fed case, did you have any opinions that you wanted to shine in on this one, sir?
Yeah, you know, motherfuckers are talking about, like, I'm hearing like all kinds of different sides about what this grown ass man made his decision to do. Like, he probably don't want to change. I'm not saying he don't, but what I'm saying is, you know, hold people accountable for what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this nigga's out here cracking cards and got busted for that shit, then he's gonna go through what people go through to get busted for cracking cards. If when he was doing that shit, I'm pretty sure, you know, we don't know this guy. None of us know him personally in his circle on a regular basis type shit.
Right.
But somebody around him was like, hey, bro, you know, you rich. Or you didn't have to tell him because he know how much money is his fucking bank account. Nobody got to tell you, like, bro, you're a millionaire. Why are you cracking cards? Because that's what the fuck he want to do. You know what I'm saying? He was probably, while he was busting the number, talking about, I don't give a fuck about the feds or none of these. I'm from the hood. Da, 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 da. And the same people that saying they so sad because it happened to him, and you know we've missing a motherfucker out of the community right now. This is what happens when that's the type of person you is. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we gotta step up in the community and say, like, okay, what is the kind of message in this music? Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, we like the beat, but what the fuck is you listening to every day? When the nigga get bumped for talking about, yeah, I just smoked 5-6 niggas. When they Bobby Smurder his ass, how are you sad or confused? Or, you know, it's a lot of injustice the police do in the neighborhood. When they catch you for shit that you did, that's not an injustice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me be clear real quick. The reason why I said I'm sad because this brother had an opportunity.
I agree. Same.
Opportunity to make a legacy and get away from the bullshit. He fucking blew it. That's why I'm sad. I'm tired of seeing. Let me tell you something. What I do every day in my day job, young people I saw murdered last year. Like, I tried my best to save a dude 6 months ago, 77 in Essex. They got shot at 7:45 in the fucking morning with his fucking daughter. And I put chest seals on him. I tried my best. There was nothing I can do about him. I'm tired of seeing young black men throw their life away. And I'm tired of seeing young black men who have an opportunity to be great throw their fucking life away. That's what makes me fucking sad. Because I don't fear shit in this world, but one thing I do fear is the plight of the black man. The young black man is an endangered fucking species. And at some point, we got to take responsibility. And it makes me sad. It makes me very fucking sad. Because you have an opportunity to build the legacy for yourself and your family, and you fucking blow it. That shit breaks my fucking heart. Now, yes, he must do the time. Yes, he must be responsible and accountable for what he's done. But I can still be sad about it. Because I'm seeing a young brother that got opportunity that a lot of people tried to have and fucking blow it. And the shit is sad. It's sad for how you cut the pie.
He has a newborn on the way, so it's like if say he goes away for 5 years, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a father gone out of another baby's life for the most predominant, you know, upbringing years of that child's life. You know what I'm saying? Like the most influential years anyway. So it's like it's just those are the sad parts. Yeah, of course, you know, if he did what he did and the ramifications that come with it, you got to face him at some point. But you know, to the point of what you said, Darrell, it's like, you know, I just wish that wasn't the mentality, and that, you know, especially for someone who has another opportunity, has another means of making a living, like, you know, it's definitely fucked up, man. But and I did want to clarify earlier, I said it was Polo G, Herbo, and Dirk. It was actually Chance, Herbo, and Dirk. that went in and bought that school. And yeah, man, again, it's just a lot of potential that might go to waste now with this case. So it's like I'm hoping for the best.
Right, he
Yeah.
still got his chance. He got his day in court. You know what I'm saying? I ain't took away the nigga off earth yet. He can
Yeah.
beat that shit. You know what I'm saying? But
But it's
I'm
the
just
Fed
saying, like,
case.
we gotta.
The Fed case, that's what it's like. You know, like Isaiah was saying, I think 98%, prosecuted. So it's like,
Only thing that I was thinking was it depends what he really said when he said that he didn't know him or didn't talk to him or nothing like that. Like what was his interpretation of what he said exactly?
Yeah. There might be some loopholes, you never know. Like if they already got like a big dog that's going down, they might just be trying to, find some way of getting more dirt on whoever it is they're really after. Herbo might just be,
Yeah.
a link in a larger organization, or you know what I'm saying? Like, who knows?
He's the face. He's the hot topic to put it on the newspaper like they doing their job while they letting all these PPPs and SBAs and all this shit go to the corporations. When people are like, it's crazy. Like this might be off topic, but it's all related. People are scared to get that shit, and big corporations are eating the money up, and that money is literally for the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand the person that gets that money should do the right thing with it, but it's literally for the people. If they want to fuck it off, that's up to them to do. Big corporations shouldn't be able to come in like they taking too long to get the money, or it's a deadline, and now they're getting millions and millions of dollars because motherfuckers are unaware that opportunity was in their hand. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with taking advantage of a good opportunity. That's what I think made me think of that with Herbo. Like, man, when you hustling so long, even if you got $1 million, all you know is hustling. All you know to get money is to hustle. So
Plus,
it's like
you got a lot of money, you got a lot of bills to pay too. So it's not like, yeah, you got a lot of money, but also there you got family, you got a whole bunch of shit you got to pay for.
Exactly.
So
it's not like we all don't do that shit. Like, look at what we just spoke about with the crypto shit. Like, even if you got a little bit of money, you're looking to see how you can flip it and double it, triple it. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect no different from a millionaire if he got a little quick way to, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and flip his money real quick. But, it's just, man, I guess you just got to be careful in what avenues you dabble in, because, man, if the feds come after you, it's just like, there's no win there. So,
yeah.
This man Isaiah, I think, went to smoke. What's Shannon saying? Shannon's saying jail should be for violence and pedophiles. I don't disagree. Crimes against humanity. Yeah, man.
There's Isaiah.
Yeah, no, I was listening to you. I got an unexpected guest in the studio, so we got the big guy backstage and whatnot. I got unexpected guest. So,
yo, what's up?
What
is he muted? Yeah, he is muted.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, you gotta unmute yourself in the room. Click, look for the little microphone icon and unmute yourself. All right, so I heard y'all points on this G Herbo situation. It looks like Darrell might have hopped back out. He'll probably be back in. So this G Herbo case, I think we pretty much beat it to the end of it. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, and I'm gonna just make this one brief, is the Drizzly. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Drizzly. Picasso, you're not 21 yet, so you can't drink, is what they say. So you won't have a whole lot of opinions here. But yeah, here goes. Damn, this shit's from 2020. Apparently last summer, I'm gonna share the screen real quick so y'all can see the little article or whatever. Apparently last summer, Drizzly, just like Facebook has done a bunch of times, just like all the social media companies, just like all the banks, they had a data breach, is what they like to call it. In my personal opinion, this is based on absolutely no facts whatsoever. This is not the opinions of Mogul Minds. This is only Isaiah's opinion. In my personal opinion, I believe that these motherfuckers are just selling our data to fucking the highest bidder, and then they'll be like, "Oh, it was a breach," or they just. You said what, bro?
Everybody sells everybody's info, man. That's what it is.
I agree. Like I think that that's what it is. But again, like I said, we don't got any evidence. We don't got any proof. So it's just speculation and conspiracy theories. I'm gonna go in order here. Picasso, did you have anything on this?
Yeah, no.
All right, Marcelo, any opinions on this Drizzly data breach? They're saying it's about to be so as many as 2.5 million accounts, their data was sold. I got an email about it because I had a Drizzly account, and it said I think the settlement some shit like upward of 3 billion or some shit like that.
Get your bag, Isaiah.
I never fucking heard of
$300 check.
All right, so Marcelo, Drizzly is essentially an app where you can, and I know you're an old head, but now you're not the only one on the podcast. The big guy's on the podcast. He's an old head too. Drizzly is an app where, Drizzly is an app where if you don't live in the hood, because a lot of these, like, everything hits the hood late, like Uber, when people was Ubering up north and downtown and shit, there was no Uber out south for a couple years. So Drizzly is an app where you can find all the liquor stores in your area, and just like the Uber Eats guy, somebody will go to multiple fucking liquor stores for you and bring that shit to your house for an upcharge.
Oh, kind of like
that shit. Hop on that.
So,
What is it, Drizzly?
So it's like GoPuff. It's like GoPuff.
Yeah, it's like GoPuff. GoPuff, for example, is for snacks. So I'm pretty sure only potheads are the people using GoPuff. GoPuff for snacks, Drizzly for booze.
You never fucking knew that.
And you could charge what you want. You could charge them as much as you want for the shit.
No, hell no. What do you mean? Like it goes on your. So the liquor store charges what they charge, and then on top of that, Drizzly charges a little service fee, delivery fee, and then
you just get a little piece of that.
Right. I don't know exactly how from a worker stamp me booze to my crib a couple of times.
No, it's like it's pretty much like Uber. Like what they'll do is like you as the driver, for example, you'll go pick this up at whatever store they get it from for you, and then you just get whatever that commission is or whatever it is per that trip. I'm sure Drizzly just takes like a percentage of that trip, but the driver or the delivery person gets the majority of that.
Right.
And
that makes sense. I mean, it's a decent company, and look, alcoholism ain't going nowhere, so the business ain't going nowhere.
Right.
DoorDash deliver liquor too.
And an upcharge.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
DoorDash ain't sell our data recently, and I ain't getting no email about me being a part of a class action. And who knows if we'll ever actually see the money? Just like Facebook, everybody got those emails back, like, "Oh, sign up before November if you want to get your Facebook check for them selling all your data."
Right.
They've been paying people for sleeping on the floor in the county jail. People have been getting them checks.
See, that's a topic for a Chicago conversation, because I know like a little bit more than 10 years ago, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, how many people are familiar with county, but they used to stick a medical Q-tip in people's pee hole when people got in jail. They had to pay. They had to pay all the people they did that shit to.
Hell yeah, I ain't get paid. I need to look at that. I got fucking you bitches. And they have big doctors all aggressive ultra dick.
Ooh. That sounds fucking terrible. I don't want no parts of that.
Yeah, then look, you be in a line with like 150 niggas, right? And the doctor's over there, he's just grabbing dicks and he just being. Ain't no switching no doctors or nothing. This one dude, the dick doctor, just being everybody.
Hell no, that's wild.
So one of the we were talking about the Drizzly conversation, and then that spiraled into class action lawsuits. And I know Darrell was out, Ken was out, so they just hopped back in. Darrell, we were talking about Drizzly. There was a data breach with Drizzly. I don't know if you're familiar with the company Drizzly. And like our viewer here, Shannon said, now basically everyone who used it, your credit card numbers, all the information linked to those credit card numbers is probably on the internet somewhere. What's that?
No, my fault. I was trying to mute my mic. So you said everybody data breached?
That as many as 2.5 million customers could have been affected by this data breach, according to what they say on their on the articles about it. IP addresses, geolocation data associated with the user's billing address. Ridiculous. They verified the information to make sure it was good against public records. It's ridiculous. I don't know, man. Delivery addresses was only included in under 2% of the records. That doesn't really make any sense considering how many, that doesn't make any sense. It's a fucking alcohol delivery app. But long story short, they, like all the other companies, every couple of months, oh, there was a data breach when they sell our data, and now this is the situation that we're in. I feel like there needs to be gross. Companies need to face the most extreme scrutiny to find out whether or not it was actually a data breach or if these motherfuckers gave somebody the backdoor key.
You think this is them just trying to save face in some sense?
No, I genuinely think that all of these companies that have all this data, I think that the new product is us, our data, what we'll watch, what can be marketed to us. So I think that every so often, when you got a couple million people's data, there's a lot of companies that'll hit you like, yo, look, let's run this one off the books. I'm going to give you 10 million untaxed cash. Let me get some of this data. And I think that they make deals. I think it's that simple.
I don't think it's wild to assume that. You know what I'm saying?
But again, I'm a conspiracy theorist for the record.
Didn't Mark Zuckerberg actually admit to that shit?
There's an echo.
I think it's coming from the podcast room.
But I think the only time I would use an app like this, Drizzly, is if I'm I don't know where there's a liquor store around me. If I'm somewhere I ain't never been before and I'm situated, maybe I can't go get it myself or I've already been drinking. But aside from that, bro, man, I'm not using this shit. I could go and get my own.
Not using that shit either.
Yeah.
Drizzly data breach. I mean, it is what it is. There's not a whole lot we can really do about that topic.
What do they do again?
They sell liquor.
They deliver liquor. So
Delivery.
you could go ahead and right now from your crib, you could get on this app, tell you need a Hennessy bottle or whatever, and somebody will go to a nearby liquor store, buy that shit.
Or the liquor store that got the best price.
Yeah. Something I've never used it, but I'm assuming that it's something like Uber Eats type, DoorDash type.
Yeah, no, it's exactly like that. They'll stop at multiple places.
Alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah. So, long story short, if you had Drizzly last year, hold on.
It's you, bro.
Nah, it's the focus right in the podcast studio, but I don't know what to do. I went in there and I set the headphones up, so I just, all right, bro, you got to unmute yourself before you start talking. You don't need to unmute yourself now. I'm just letting you know so we don't keep getting that feedback. It's somebody's YouTube plan, but either way, we're going to move off this topic. Long story short, if you had Drizzly last June, or if you had it at any point in time before that, you were probably a part of that data breach. So you probably want to, I don't know, change some passwords, figure out if you got an email about you being a part of this class action lawsuit. Now we got another topic that I definitely wanted to get in, bro. You showed up right on time for this one. Gucci is not in on this. Sandman, I will like to know your opinion on this, but we talked a little bit about this the other day. The topic is Logan Paul versus Mayweather. It is official. Let's
Mayweather gonna beat that ass.
Agreed.
You know what? I mean, Mayweather fights is always a good time to get with your people and get fucked up and have a good time.
and win
I don't give a
money
fuck who he
against
fight. He can
Mayweather
fight a fucking
haters.
grizzly bear. Yeah, he can fight a fucking grizzly bear. He can fight Isaiah. I'll pay to watch him whip Isaiah's ass. Like, just so I can sit with my friends.
Bro,
and just have a
Mayweather
fucking
is
good time.
5'2.5", 145 pounds. I
He'll
would
beat your
body
ass,
slam
Isaiah.
that dude on his head. No, in all reality, I'm not a fucking idiot.
He'll beat
Mayweather would
your
fuck
ass.
me up, but it is funny for me to pretend like he wouldn't. So I'm gonna
Right.
do that.
I mean, he's just entertaining, man. Like, it's the last Mayweather fight. Me and my people, man, we got up, man. We had food, we had liquor, we had a great fucking time, man. When he fought the what's the dude named the Irish dude, the MMA fighter,
Conor McGregor.
Conor
Yeah,
McGregor.
McGregor.
Yeah, man, we had a good fucking time. And we barely paid attention to the fight. Like we just had it was
Who
a
fought?
reason for people to get together. That's why I'm with
Who
it.
fought Conor McGregor?
Mayweather.
I don't even,
Oh shit, I missed that.
Mayweather.
You need to go back and watch that one.
He beat his ass. I would have bet on McGregor.
Yeah,
You would have lost your money.
He beat the dog shit out of McGregor.
Like,
Yeah.
it was a boxing match. It wasn't a fucking MMA fight.
Boxing. I got
It
it.
was
All right,
a
cool.
lesson. Hey, that was a fucking lesson. That's what that was. He took that boy to school.
Right. Yeah, that was embarrassing for McGregor. He's never been the same since then.
No, that's not true. Hold on, we gotta stop this narrative. It was not at all embarrassing for McGregor. What it was the easiest, biggest fucking payday he ever fucking had. Way more money than he ever made in the fucking UFC.
That's fine. That's fine. Like, we're not arguing the
I
money.
think he took like 100 million home.
He got humbled by that fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that Irishman shit he was popping, like, it didn't come off the same after that.
For
All
1/10,
that shit
for 1/10 of what he made, I would let either one of them beat my ass in that ring. Like,
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I get it. But I'm just saying, afterward, he's had, a few losses.
And he started winning again. And you think that he just wasn't as dominating of a fighter? Maybe a huge portion of it. He came right off of that fight and got knocked out is what happened. Because he was enjoying all that money. He wasn't in shape. But that can happen to any fighter any given day of the week. You know what I'm saying? Like, just by falling off your square.
McGregor has taken on some beastly dudes. Like, he took on Khabib. Like, that's a monster. You know what I'm saying? That nobody should step in the ring with. And again, another humbling experience for him. But
He top five. He top five in MMA for his weight class.
Who?
McGregor.
I don't know enough about the current fighters to say whether or not that's accurate or not. What I do know is apparently this dude Logan Paul is the new thing, and he is fucking cashing in on the fact that honestly the same reason Mayweather had paydays, because people want to see him lose.
This is not the same dude, like, so there's two of them.
There's Jake Paul and Logan Paul, right?
Yeah. Jake Paul is the one that's been on, like, Triller and the Nate Robinson fight. And
okay.
The most recent one. This is his older brother, who's actually, like,
the better fighter.
From what I'm hearing, he's only, like, I don't know, 3-1 or some shit. I don't know his actual record. So he's not, like, he hasn't been pro for a very long time, but he's been boxing for quite a while. And what I hear from people who do know of him, they say that he's very technical. Like, he's good technically. You know what I'm saying?
What'd you say, bro? You're not talking into the mic.
You're gonna probably have to spend $500 to win 100. Mayweather gonna be that big of a favorite, I bet you.
Yeah, probably. And I'm probably gonna bet a little bit of money on Mayweather, and then just a tiny amount on whatever this dude's or Logan Paul, just in case some stupid stuff happens, which I don't expect to happen. But I'm pretty sure the odds are gonna be ridiculous.
10,000 to 1, dog.
10,000 to 1.
I can believe it.
I'm gonna go put $25 on them.
Yeah,
It's
why not? Flex on those 25.
okay. I guess some shit. I guess there was a little kerfuffle at the press the press junket or whatever they have. I'm gonna play this. It's like 1 minute.
And before you do play, this is why his little brother is so good, though. Like, his little brother managed to take this moment and make it all about him. You know what I'm saying? When it should be his big brother's and Mayweather's moment, but this dude Jake Paul, he knows how to work the social media shit to a T, bro. That's the most impressive part to me.
He definitely does know how to do that.
Yeah, there's a reason these motherfuckers are probably multimillionaires off of making content on YouTube.
Let's go. We'll talk. Let's go. Yeah. Logan, you got this one, bro. Thank you, bro.
These people are lying to him.
This is my man. He's gonna fight him with the blonde hair.
Yeah.
Mayweather finna demolish this guy.
And if we're going off of size and shit like that, this dude's way bigger than Mayweather. I'm pretty sure this dude got like an inch or two on me, a little bit of size on him. It doesn't change the fact. Doesn't change the fact that Mayweather's gonna demolish him. I think it's funny that the reporters are following him, saying shit like, "Hey, you got this." No, you don't, and everybody in the world knows you don't.
Yeah.
And Ford wasn't happy about it because it's his favorite hat. How serious is this going to be for you? I think pretty fucking serious, man.
Did you think it was gonna get personal like that?
Nah, man, I didn't expect Floyd to
What
try to
happened?
kill my brother with all the security guards.
So what exactly happened? Was there a kerfuffle that we missed?
The video you were just playing right before this, his little brother got in Floyd's face, and like him and Floyd's are trading, snaps off at each other, and Jake grabs his hat.
He grabbed Mayweather's hat, and Mayweather didn't have no cut, and he's slightly balding in the front. Also, Mayweather immediately.
And I think he started piecing them up a little bit, and then his security got involved, and like this went all the way backstage and shit. Like it seemed pretty intense.
Whoa.
Mayweather is gonna hurt. He gonna hospitalize him.
He's not. I think that it's gonna be I think that Mayweather is gonna outclass him, outbox him, outmaneuver him. I think he's gonna land very few punches. I think that
They probably did that shit on purpose, man.
Did you see the fight with McGregor, bro? Niggas was talking about McGregor was finna knock Mayweather out. Bro, he had that
only
boy
stupid people said that.
Confused. He didn't even know where he was at.
McGregor, he's way too over cocky. McGregor, he needed to be knocked down. I guess that was Shannon in response to Ides' earlier comment when they were talking about McGregor. She was saying that he got way too cocky. No, my brother also said he thought he saw Juvenile, right?
Right.
Hey, bro, didn't you say you thought you saw Juvenile?
That wasn't me. I didn't see
that
him.
wasn't you. That was Marcelo. Okay. I don't know. I didn't see Juvenile, but I also don't be looking for 50-year-old Juvenile in situations. Also, keep in mind that Floyd Mayweather is a tiny guy.
Isaiah, one day you're going to get older too, dude. You always try to make fun of old people.
No, I'm already old in the studios. Picasso and One Light. I got like 10 years on these guys at this point. 11. I'm the old head around here. But yeah, man. What do you guys? Is anybody here betting on Logan Paul, like actually to win?
Man, Mayweather looking rough. That boy looking rough.
That's that COVID cut.
That's that. All he been doing is training a little bit.
He got an Eddie in the front.
Hey, on some real shit though, Mayweather mustache, this goatee stay bogus as hell. How you got all this fucking money? His fucking goatee be bogus as hell.
Hey, he don't care about being pretty.
Upright.
He don't care about being pretty.
He be having a fresh ass baldy and a fucking goatee look like somebody just let my little brother do this for me, face ass.
So weird.
He got the Tory Lanez right now.
He definitely had a little Tory Lanez just there. So we had two last people hop in. It looks like we got a full house now. So I'm gonna ask everybody's muted until you're the person talking specifically. But we did just have a couple of last minute people jump in. We got both Henry and Diamond in on the podcast. I think Henry must have lost connection or okay, boom, there he goes. Let me stop the stream real quick. Henry's logging in right now. Oh, it's full apparently full. All right, give me a second here. I don't know what has happened. Is it automatically booting people? All right.
It's trash, man.
All right. So no. It's So
Damn,
look,
hey, we just got a pay promoted partnership with these rugs. Like you don't let a word get off about them.
no. It's not what it is. Is they want you to pay more. Is all it is. I think that we can actually switch people on and off screen. Give me 1 second. Let me see what this looks like. Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, 'cause a bunch of people tried to hop in at the last second. All right. So I'll be able to send certain people backstage. It's Picasso and I'm gonna send y'all backstage real quick while I let everybody intro themselves real quick.
Damn, racist. Look at this
It is obviously because you're white. Why else would I choose you?
Man, remember when you said you can't be racist because you don't have no power? So this is the
I am a blatant and open racist, but I'm not an angry racist. That is the difference, sir. Thank you.
I'm gonna start my cam just so you can't do it.
All right, let me let the other people in real quick. Kiwan joined in, Diamond joined in, Henry joined in. You guys were all just backstage. We talked about a couple of things tonight. Diamond, Kiwan, Henry. Let's go ahead and start with Diamond. Ladies first. What's going on, Diamond?
Hey, not much. I'm just coming off of another live I was just on, so I'm in the momentum of living.
All right. We were talking about a couple of things, Diamond. We talked a little pop culture stuff that you missed. We talked about G Herbo catching this new Fed case. We talked about Drizzly having a data breach where they probably sold a bunch of our data. We talked about, summertime shy, uptick in violence. I think this last weekend, 46 shot, 7 dead. No, 50 some shit shot, 7 dead. We were talking about crypto investments. Ken, I know you're still on. You're in the background. Before we get off, Ken, we want to get back into the crypto conversation. And obviously, the internet wasn't having Paige tonight, so I'm going to bring you back in for that. Everybody's welcome. If you're backstage right now, everybody's welcome to stay backstage. I'm just letting you guys know it only lets, I think, 10 people on screen at a time. So just this last topic we were talking about here, Diamond, Henry, or I don't know where Henry just went, but Kiwan, looks like you off cam, but you are in the room. We were talking about this Logan Paul versus Mayweather fight that's coming up. Any opinions on this? Diamond, you should be you've been on the internet. You should be semi-familiar with this character.
I'm actually sad to admit that I don't know none of this. I don't follow any more pop culture. I don't know what you're talking about for even G Herbo. What happened to him? Like, I don't know nothing.
All right, so that's a whole different conversation. But long story short, G Herbo caught a scammer case, and now he caught another case for lying to the feds about it. This is a whole kerfuffle happening right now between Logan Paul and what's his name, Mayweather and their camps, or Logan or Jake Paul, I guess, tried to snatch his hat off, some along those lines, and it didn't pan out well. He thought he was going to play games with the champ. So Henry, Kiwan, Diamond, any opinions on that? Mayweather fighting Jake Paul.
I think it was some guy. I think it was fucking propaganda, man. I think they planned that shit out. Ain't nobody get hurt. You take my head, somebody gonna be bleeding or something. This dude got a big old fucking pale white face and he's just red from screaming. So I just think it was just all some psyop shit to kind of stir everybody up, make everybody want to see the fight because nobody really cared about it when they dropped the news.
Facts.
But, now you're gonna want to see it because it's some real beef. Because he snatched his head. Like, fuck out of here.
Okay, so you think that it's just promo. I think somebody else said that before you got a chance to say. You weren't even on the call, though, so they're, great minds think alike, I guess. Henry, any opinions there?
Boy.
Jake Paul or Logan Paul versus Mayweather?
It could be promo, but
I don't know, man. I don't give a fuck, bro. We established last time that maybe first round if you wanted to.
Jake Paul seemed a little too happy in that. I mean,
somehow, but I don't know. It looked kind of real though. I'm not gonna lie. From like.
I don't know if you got a headset connected or something. You going in and out a lot, Henry.
So like they was gonna
He said it looked real.
He's talking about the little kerfuffle looked like. I mean, it looked like we've seen this happen with a lot of boxing camps in the past. So I don't know. Maybe he thought he was about to play games with Mayweather in a way that he couldn't. Bruce commented stole on that man to geek up the fight. So he's along the same thought process as Q1. And I can't remember who else said it. So it's a lot of people.
At least Jake Paul knew what he was doing when he did that, for sure.
All right.
Whether or not they communed and agreed upon doing that, I don't know.
Marcelo, take it easy, sir. Have a good night. And you're right, Picasso. Who knows, man? Who knows? So I'm gonna move on to the next topic. I'm gonna end this screen share. We talked, like I said, we talked about quite a few different things. I think Marcelo hopped out, so I just went ahead and added you back in. Ken, you are still in the stream. Henry keeps hopping in and out. I'm assuming he also has an iPhone because y'all seem to be the only problems with these shitty connections tonight. So another topic that we had was, I know why I did this topic. I actually looked at the topic like, why did I even type this? I don't give a shit about this. But it's a segue topic. Bill Gates getting divorced. Before I say what I say, does anybody have any opinions on that?
Is he married?
Yeah, he was married to this. Yeah, he was definitely married. I'll show you right now.
He's fucked.
No. Hold on.
He gave her 1.5 billion in stock today or yesterday or some shit.
Guys,
yeah.
I hope all of you understand this very well. Me as a person who has full intentions to touch a lot of dollars in my life, I study the way that rich people move, and there's a handful of things that you guys need to understand. One, prenup only sounds super crazy because we live in this weird society that for some reason has tricked women into believing this works against them. So obviously I think it was a girl on The Bachelor recently that like she didn't marry dude because he told her to sign a prenup. Look, if you got millions and millions of dollars and the person that you're dealing with literally does not have that, even if they're working on their own thing, they got their own business. Maybe they're going to be more successful than you. Maybe she's the successful one. You're the stay-at-home dad. And somebody's mic as they're moving around is making so much noise. I'd, yeah. Okay, so like I'm saying, prenup is just one word. There's also private marriage contracts. There's also mutual understandings. Like, who knows why they broke up, but this was a segue point. So Bill Gates' divorce, I can almost guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt, there is no way that man is going to give her half of any goddamn thing. She probably hasn't, like before Trump became president, I even looked into this dude. His contracts with all of his wives would be like, if you're married to him for 3 or less years, you get X amount of dollars. If you're married for 5 or less years, you get X amount of dollars. If you're married for 10 or more years, you get X amount of dollars. Because they understand that, okay, you being with me, I'm a commodity as a human. I'm not ever giving you half, or this ain't no fair deal. You don't bring fair shit to the table. But I understand that you being with me, you deserve something at the end of the day. So I'm not going to leave you high and dry. So this is why they have these types of contracts and conversations. Like, I'm going to share the screen about this. And it's, like I said, a segue topic to the next actual point, which was a Kevin Samuels conversation. But Bill Gates, they even acknowledged that Bill Gates knew about his girlfriend. I mean, his wife knew about his girlfriend. Yeah, they always, like, yes, rich men who make that much money have girlfriends. Yes, that's a thing. Yeah,
you gotta
right. Like the reason that you didn't know about that is because he wasn't doing anything recklessly. Like he wasn't wilding out here. He wasn't getting caught in pictures with TMZ. And him and his girlfriend was actually his ex-girlfriend from before he got married. Look, I'm about to type in Bill Gates' girlfriend right now.
I
It's gonna
missed
pop up
all of
immediately.
that.
Bill Gates' girlfriend. Bill Gates took getaways with his ex-girlfriend after marriage. It was during marriage, I'm pretty sure. I've seen a bunch of these reports saying. Either way, here's the reason that I brought this whole point up. Fuck Bill Gates. Don't give a shit about Bill Gates. Don't give a shit about him or his wife because they both have objectives that I'm not cool with. Now, that being said, we're not going to get into that too much about that. I'm going to just say pokey pokey. Now, these people are a prime example of a point that Kevin Samuels is making all the time. Kevin Samuels, for those of you guys who don't know, is blowing up all over the internet because he is saying things that are incredibly unpopular. What most people don't know about Kevin Samuels is Kevin Samuels, a lot of people know he is an image consultant, but for 3 years prior to any of this, if you're not like talking at the current time, do me a favor and mute yourself. For 3 years prior to all of him blowing up over the last like year or so, he was doing this with men every single night of the week. He was doing call-ins, he was talking with men, putting them up on pointers, telling them how to approach women, telling them what women want out of you. I'm gonna show a quick little snippet of some of Kevin Samuels' hot takes. Where he a lot of it over the last year has been him talking with women, but he also talks to men like this, and you guys will see why shortly. I'm gonna just play his top 3 out of this top 5. This is the one that he went viral for. I'm gonna go ahead and screen share with you guys real quick. He went viral for doing a video with a woman who called into his show. All of the women who are calling into his show, they're calling in trying to figure out ways to get high value men. High value men are men who it's like 5 different qualifications, one of which is makes $10,000 a month or more and has been making that amount of money for 5 years or more. Another one is you have to be, so it can't even be a hustler in his eyes because you have to be publicly visible on like what's the social media for business? LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Right, boom. You gotta be all these different things. And one of the things that he's trying to explain to a lot of these women is the way that we quantify value, the way that women quantify value and the way that men quantify value is not the same. Men don't care about the money a woman has. They care about whether or not she's fit, friendly, cooperative, things like that. It's just the simple matter of the fact. That's why you don't see a whole lot of old rich women with young, good-looking guys. You just don't.
What is
Because a lot of men don't.
cooperative?
What is cooperative?
Like, what do you mean?
The fact that you asked that question is why your ass single right now.
Don't do that, bro. Don't do that.
No. So all jokes aside, though, no, but cooperative. A lot of women, especially women in urban culture,
she's not black.
Who's not black?
She's not black.
Diamond's black.
She's black.
Yeah,
You're black. People knew it.
Our brother was the same shade as her, and think about the logic of what you just did. That's that colorism thing. You gotta get out of that.
I was finna give her some points for not being black because she was gonna go in another category.
I don't see why. Like that, all of the women of all different races end up calling into his show. He just happens to speak with black women the most. So let me go ahead and I'll mute you real quick. I'm gonna play this video. This is gonna be his top 3, and then we're gonna get to the point of why I brought up the Bill Gates situation. I'm gonna play this video real quick. So this is a woman who called in. She makes a good amount of money. She makes like 6 figures or whatever for the last couple of years. She thinks that dating men who don't make 6 figures or more, she's dating down. She genuinely feels as though she's better than these men. She explained this was like a much longer video. This is a small snippet of a much longer video. He was very nice to her for a very long time in this video. You guys are just seeing a snippet.
We can't hear it.
Yeah, we can't
Can't hear it. Oh, I don't know what took y'all so long to say something about y'all not being able to hear it. I
It looked like
rewinded
you
for
were
a second.
fucking around with it. I was like, I'm gonna give my man some time, you know.
No, it must not have just did. All right, where is it? Boom, boom, boom.
Hey, Avion Crockett just did a skit about this dude. It was
Avion,
hilarious.
yeah, he's done a bunch of them about this guy. He has a whole character he's modeled after this guy. It is pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right, you guys will be able to hear it this time.
I don't want to do this in public, man. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you're not getting it. You're being so mean. I'm not being, don't tell me I'm being mean. I'm about to be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me I'm being mean because you cannot handle the goddamn truth. You called on a day that you ain't even supposed to be here. And I honored the call and sat here and tried to help you. And I'm telling
So he ends up telling that same woman he's gone viral for that specific video because he tries to explain to her, like, look, you're asking for all these things. You're 36. You got a baby daddy with a sketchy past. You got like a teenage son. You think you're better than men who make less than $100,000 a year, and you're average at best. And he's explaining to her that that's not what men who make six figures want. They don't want an average woman because they don't have to take an average woman. When the average black man in America makes $40,500, the average white man in America makes $50,500 or some along those lines. So what we realize in all these call-ins to his show is that a lot of women think that they want these men that make all this money, but literally don't want to do what it takes to actually get or keep these men. This last one is for all the people who you'll find a lot of women calling Kevin Samuels toxic and saying X, Y, and Z, and he just likes to bash women and he hates women and he's gay and all this other stuff. This is before he's ever gone viral for talking to women.
you got a big dick? Huh? You have a big dick? I mean, it's above average. I ain't know Ron Jeremy. No. I asked you if you had a big dick. I didn't say it was above average. I don't know what that is, really. Nigga, you know if you got a big dick or not. Stop the bullshit. Every dude know whether or not he got a big dick. I know I got a big dick. You don't know? No. I mean, you don't have a big dick. That's the point. You don't have a big dick. You don't have a big wallet. You're a fat dude.
So that was him having the dude that he was talking to in that was saying that, you know, he makes like $400 a week. He feels like he shouldn't have to approach women and women should have to approach him. And then, you know, he never starts off just going in on people, but it's like after you can only ask people so many qualifying questions before you realize that they're fucking delusional, man or woman. I'm gonna let these last two play, and then we'll have this little conversation.
We haven't had sex. Okay.
Oh wait.
No, we haven't had sex. Okay. Why? Why? Because I'm stingy. I'm stingy with the puss. Excuse me? I'm stingy with it. I do not give it up easily. Were you married to your daughter's your baby mama though, right? Baby, I've never been married, no, but I just I know. Hold on. Let's talk about this though. See, I find it funny that women like yourself, baby mamas, all of a sudden want to get stingy with the puss after you done gave your womb up before a ring. But then you want the high value men to put a ring on it before he gets it? So am I supposed to give it away? You goddamn right you already did. See, that's what I mean. Man, you're used to brand new 2021 prices. You can laugh all you want to, man, but you just said 6 months. You're not even exclusive. You're talking about he's marriage-minded. What do you think he's inserting his penis? In his hand? No, that's the thing. He could be inserting it somewhere else. Exactly, because here's the thing. Men with options don't play these games.
All right, so long story short, why I even showed those clips is because Kevin Samuels, he is an image consultant. He does live stream call-in shows, I think 3 days a week on Instagram, 3 days a week on YouTube, or 2 days on Instagram, 3 days on YouTube. And one of the biggest episodes that he's done is him trying to explain all these women night after night call in, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 women call in night after night explaining why they want a high value man, what they consider to be a high value man, and all these other things. And one of the things that he's explaining to them is, look, men who make X amount of dollars are community commodities. And when a man is a community commodity like that, he has options. He was like, it's not even cheating, it's exercising options. It would be cheating if he bought this woman the house that he bought you. He bought this woman the car that he bought you. He did all those provider things for her. That would be more so cheating. Now, I think that's why Bill Gates' wife was aware of his girlfriend. He had a relationship with his girlfriend. What the fuck is she going to say? He's one of the richest men in the world. Are you really going to leave this man, one of the richest men in the world, before the contract says you can leave? Are you going to leave this man and then what? You don't get any of the property. You don't get any of the, you get none of the money. You don't get shit. It just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And that, also Kevin Samuels also, and Diamond, while you're on the podcast, since you're the only woman, I'm definitely going to have to single you out here. There is this conversation that is really popular. This is not about you or any woman in specific. You just see a lot of content with women telling women that they should have a hoe phase in their 20s. Now, the thing about that, though, is if you do that into 25, 26, 27, 28, the options for you to get married go down significantly. As you get into your 30s, it continues to go down. And once you get to 35, then I didn't even know this. I found this out listening to Kevin Samuels. Apparently, it's called geriatric pregnancy once you get to 35, which I had no knowledge of.
At 35, it's geriatric, man.
So it's like significantly more dangerous for you to have kids after 35.
Your womb is old as fuck at that point. Yeah. I mean, that's when they recommend that you start freezing your eggs.
So that's when they recommend you start freezing your eggs. And that
what?
Earlier when you said what's cooperative, you understand how needing to live a hoe phase is the exact opposite of being cooperative.
I just don't like that word. Like, that just basically, they were like saying obey.
We're gonna come back to that. What'd you say, Kiwan?
The geriatric pregnancy almost made me fall out. Like 35, really? Yeah.
It's true. It's
No,
true.
That's an ethnic thing, man. You know, they base off their studies off the white rat. They need a melanated.
So what we should all listen to Darrell, because if anybody on this podcast knows anything about pregnancy, it is absolutely Darrell.
Why? Does he have any kids?
Darrell, she said, how many kids you got?
I have my goal. I want 20 kids. I want 20.
You hear him in the back.
You just heard 7 of them.
How many you got currently, sir?
Here with me?
in the world altogether.
Existence.
No.
10.
5 and 5, Diamond.
Huh?
That man got a potent seed right there. That's an original man.
Men, your bodies can do that. You could go have 100 right now if you wanted to.
But I'll be able to have 100 when I'm 99.
Hold on, yeah, exactly. So hold on one second, Darrell. I'm so glad you said that, Diamond. You're correct. Men will be able to do that much longer than women.
Right.
Here is why it's a bad idea to convince women to have a hoe phase in their 20s, because these are their prime reproductive years. So these are also the years where they have their best chance to get this high value man that they're seeking. But when you're too busy out fighting it up, it's kind of difficult to see which one of these guys is just the guy you want to get smashed by and which one is the one you want to be with, and is the one you want to be with still going to want you after the fact he finds out how many bodies you got or just more about you. I think that a lot of the advice given to women by women is terrible fucking advice.
Here's what I'll say. It's not so black and white. Like, there could be a lot of women in their 20s that really do get into serious relationships and that relationship lasts 5 years and then you break up and then now you're 25 or now you're 28. Like you can't really plan out like how it's gonna go.
You know
And
what goes to that
I do
too?
feel like people that say you should have a whole face, a lot of times it'll be like older women that didn't enjoy themselves, that got like settled down real young and then they like got married and they're now later on miserable or just wish they had a little more fun before they got too serious. That's usually what it is. It's like advice from the wise.
So, I don't know if it's correlation, like what they say, correlation is not causation, causation is not correlation, but turns out that the more sexual partners a woman has, the less likely she is to stay married. And that could be for a multitude of reasons. You hear women even calling into this man's show and say things like, "Oh, I was with this high value man. He was everything that I liked, but the sex was trash, or he was boring, or all these different things." So many women call into this guy's show that'll be like, "I've been engaged once or twice," and almost every single time they're the ones who break it off. But then these women are in their 30s and 40s
I think our
looking
women are
for relationship
confused, man.
advice.
I think our women are just as confused as we are. Man. See, men are confused. We know what we want. We just do fucked up shit to get it. We want pussy. We want companionship. We want all that shit. Women, they don't really know what the fuck they want from men now. Since they've really pretty much the state has replaced the man
Yeah,
essentially spiritually in the
absolutely.
woman. So now it's like, and y'all can do this experiment y'all goddamn self. Go ask a woman, what do you want from a man, and watch her get stuck like a motherfucker. Because
A
she want to
lot of
say, I
women
want him to take
don't
care of
know.
me, but she got her own shit. She want to say, I want to she want to say I want him to lead me, but oh yeah, you ain't dominating over me. I ain't got to cooperate with your ass. You know what I'm saying? That's what she thinking. So she want to say all this shit, but she like society done beat in her head that for some reason she needs to be herself and part of the man. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just being a woman, which is a nurturer. You got titties, man. Women got titties, and those motherfuckers are not for nothing else but nurturing. So if like y'all, that means y'all supposed to be doing that shit, and we ain't got those titties and the energy that. You know what I'm saying? We got energy to go out and physically push the nation of our people, village, whatever, to whatever plateau, whatever next plateau, and we train the kids when they get physically able. I think females have been conditioned to first off, they've been conditioned out of womanhood. They've been so fucking
Yeah,
masculinized.
I think not out of womanhood. I think out of femininity. Like, yeah,
Femininity, right?
what's
They
going
gonna
on,
still
Diamond?
have babies, but
Hold on, because
femininity.
we do got a woman here, so it looks like she has something to say.
I'm not disagreeing at all. I just want to say that that stems, at least for me, and I know a lot of other people that grew up in a household where there wasn't a father figure. You see your mom be a strong ass woman, hold it down, fighting with her baby daddy, and just being like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it all by myself. I got us." That's what I saw. So
But to,
that's
to
why.
Elon's point, like what he was saying is that like there is a system that was meant to do that, right? Like the whole welfare system. It was pretty much just like get the man out of the house, and women have kind of just been like, okay, as long as I can get this check, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need the man in the house. And so now it's become this, there's generations that are affected by it now.
Let's just say there was no such thing as domestic violence before welfare. A bitch will get punched in the eye, but she'll still be there with her husband getting
I
that
was
check when
just
he comes
about to
home from
say a
work.
big reason for
And it'll be pretty
women.
normal to sit around for that. Not saying, not trying to say like, justify whooping no normal woman or nothing, but like it's really like propaganda, media propaganda. They probably propagandized one incident where a guy slapped the shit out of his woman because she was fucking whatever the fuck happened, and they made it national news, and now everybody better beware. Now females growing up with the mentality of no nigga finna goddamn domineer over me. I'm gonna get
I
it on my
do
own.
know
I'm gonna do this, that, and the
personally
third.
a lot of cases in which like that is the case for why like single mothers like have strayed from their husbands, like domestic. That happened in my family, it happened in my girl's family and shit. So like I see where that comes in, but like he said, that wasn't the case before welfare.
Right. No. Yeah. So welfare, the entire objective is to destroy the family unit. It was ideally to the way that it seems. It seems strategically targeted at poor Black Americans, and then just Black Americans in general, and then like anything else with poor people, that's gonna trickle. across all communities. So now we see it in all communities. But what is it, in the 60s? I think black Americans were married at a rate of like 80%. Now 1 in 4 black women will ever be married in her life. And a certain percentage of those are going to get divorced. So and those statistics go across for white women, it's like half, and then for other races it goes up a little bit more. But either way, I think it's a cultural thing, and I think that both men and women, like a few of you guys have said at this point, a lot of men have zero idea what masculinity looks like. A lot of men have zero idea what being a man looks like outside of anger and violence. A lot of men believe too much bullshit about masculinity, like men can't cry and men can't show their emotions, and a lot of this shit has fucked up the way that men treat women, and in turn the way that men treat women and the way that women treat men only really serves to destroy that family unit.
You got to be informed, man, because there's a lot of trauma out here, and people are dealing with trauma from whatever the fuck. Everybody has different issues that they're dealing with. But when you take that aside, being a man is just being a fucking man. You know what I'm saying? It's harder to say that with a woman when you're talking about.
If your father isn't a man, there's not a lot of good role models, like at all.
Without them role models, and as a nation of people, we got to kind of start salvaging all of the
Somebody got YouTube playing in the background or something. Like I'm hearing an echo, and I got most people muted. Somebody got two things playing, but I didn't want to cut you off. I'm just letting you know everything you're saying is coming through twice, so the people on the feed, like that shit'll make me drop out of the feed. So all that being said, I think that the whole phase needs to be canceled. That's just me personally. I remember, look, none of us are that old, so being in our 20s and late teens and shit, and I guess the whole phase starts even earlier these days with kids that grew up with the internet their entire life.
Sure.
I'm just saying, look at the numbers. I used to work at the club, and this is how I put it for people to best understand. I used to work at the clubs, and every week, at least 3 days a week, I would see some of the same people, both guys and women. Guys don't always have all the options that women have. Now, those women who are in the guys have whatever options their money affords them, unless they're super like fat, ugly, out of shape, something like that. Women, it's a lot easier for women in the sexual marketplace, right? I say all that to say, if you look at the numbers, right? Let's take any one of these, as they were called in the club scene, bottle rats that are in the club 3-4 days a week, goes home with different guys multiple days a week. Let's just be conservative and call it 2 bodies a month. If you do 2 bodies a month for a year, we're talking about 24 bodies in a year. Let's just take it down. She had a couple of slow months over the winter. She wasn't clubbing like that. Boom. We call that 20 bodies in a year. Cut that in half. After 5 years, that's 50 bodies. That's 50 different soul bonds that are on you. That's a lot of bodies, and we're literally only talking. We're only talking from the
You did a
ages.
lot of cutting in halves and shit for that. Motherfuckers be going home 2-3 nights, just like guys be slaying shit. Whole phase mean you're out there doing it big, man. You can't. We ain't chopping it in half.
So what I'm saying is,
whole phase is a result of mental illness, man. It's like the lower self version, like a man who just got like a fucking weird ass sexual urge. It's like, I think that's the woman's interpretation of that. Where it's just like she just fucking because she's searching. And I know women like that, and I'm having conversations with them. And some of them try to hide behind, I just love sex. But really, it'd be some traumatic shit, bro, that motherfuckers go through that lead them into that type of behavior. And it'd be like, you just like sit back and have a conversation with a motherfucker. Yeah. Don't make them feel bad because they gonna lie. But you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Man, have to be a prostitute. Hey, be a psychologist to one of your prostitutes. Well, they're not yours. I'm just talking shit. But if you like, man, you will see this like psycho trauma that they done undergone, and that's just like a endless bout of sacrifice of their body in order to, you know what I'm saying, disassociate from the trauma and pain that was caused or whatever the fuck was caused deep down in their life. I don't think it's a natural state for women or men to be all hyper fucking sexual trying to find it. Because in my experience, sex is a lot better when you got a motherfucking understanding, when y'all on the same page. I know everybody had a damn, I just bust all quick, because you really didn't even want it. You was just like, you know, bending to the will of your lower self. You know what I'm saying? The little man. You just like compromising your own, you know what I mean? Yourself to kind of, so it's, you know, we had those kind of, I don't know, if I have, most of us that had them weird performance issues, and it comes from like emptiness. It's like you just fucking for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Sex is like a spiritual act, like you said, soul ties. So if we not, it's actually a science to that shit, to make it good all the time, to fucking make it, you know, make sure.
Yeah, this is where people start talking about. This is where people start talking about the kundalini and stuff like that, right?
I'm going for 20.
For sure. Yeah, it's an art. It's definitely an art, and it's a spiritual act. Man, we know what the hell sex is. It's even more than what it feels. You know, I think you know what I'm saying. We all know how it feels. It's even more spiritually. It's like,
yeah, you're definitely putting an imprint on that person, and that person has an imprint on you, which is why I think it was important that you said for both men and women, it's important to not fucking have all these meaningless soul ties to people who you have no actual emotional investment in, people you don't want to be any part of your life. The only reason I made it about women is because, look, unless you're a guy that can go to the club, unless you're like, what, 1, maybe 2 out of 10 guys that your game is just that on point. Most guys' game is not that on point. Unless you're just a really good talker or funny as shit and can close the deal, most of these guys are not taking women home. I've seen quite a few guys think they were taking women home, and then them women end up leaving with the dude who bought the bottles. I've seen that happen quite a few times. I've also seen dudes leave with women who weren't born that way and pretended like they didn't know. But and hey, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. But I'm just saying, like, they pretended that they didn't know after people warned them. He was like, "What? No way! What?" And then at the end of the night, he was like, "Hey, bro, I hear what you're saying, but I want to see how this is gonna play out." You know exactly how it's gonna play out.
What the fuck?
Hey, that's working in nightlife, dude. But so we're gonna get ready and wrap here soon, guys. We've been going for, I don't want to hit the 3-hour mark. We've been going for like 2.5 hours. Diamond, I just opened the products that I got from you last night. You got quite a few guys on here. I didn't use them yet. I'm using them tonight though. There's quite a few guys on the podcast right now. Could you do me a favor and explain to them what it was that I purchased?
Yeah, so you are trying out our CBD line. I sell vegan hair. We have a men's line, we have a kids line, we have a pets line, and last week we introduced our CBD line. So you got, I think it was the body wash, the lotion, and the lip balm. Let me know how you like it, because we've got some good feedback from clients who got the same package. But you know, if anybody's interested, my products are really personalized. I sit with you, I do a hair or a skin quiz, whatever you're into, and then I'll match you up with the products that are right for you. But again, vegan, cruelty-free, no harsh chemicals, no parabens, none of that bad stuff.
Okay, and Diamond, where should anybody who, because you guys got products both for men and for women, where should they reach out to you? Is Instagram the best place?
Yeah, Instagram at.
Okay, what's your Instagram?
At LELESUISSA.
You got products also for women, right? And I've been seeing you talk a lot about how you getting your what you call it, the volume back to your curls and shit like that, which doesn't really mean a whole lot to me. I just mean your shit ain't thinning, right? That's all I know.
Well, it's volume, it's the definition. Like when we used to do the podcast, I used to have on really heavy extensions and my hair was super thin. Like I have a video of when I took them out and there was like half of what's on my head right now. And my curls didn't curl like this. So I'm having amazing results. My girls in Chicago, they're in the business with me. Everybody's like got amazing results. So highly
Okay.
recommend.
I got your. I don't know if you can see it or the people that are in can see it. I actually got CBD skin and hair care at El Suiza on the screen right now. Before we move on to we got like 2 or 3 real quick hit topics that we're gonna do, and then we're gonna wrap here. Did you have anything else that you wanted to talk about as far as your products go?
No, just hit me up and we can talk in the DMs.
Okay. Do you want to say the name of the company now, or do you want them to just hit you? No, you know what? Just hit her up. She can tell you that, and you guys one-on-one. All right. I got here's the topics that I got left, guys. I got best shows on TV currently. I got we're gonna do that real quick, and then we'll move into music, and we're gonna wrap with music. Is anybody watching anything dope right now on TV? Me, I'm a TV buff. I could this year alone, Snowfall. This last season of Snowfall was fire. Invincible, the animated show is dope. It's kind of like The Boys, but animated. It's on Prime Video. That one's hard.
000.
I have not heard. Let me. I'm gonna have to check out this trailer for 000.
Gamora was the hottest shit on TV. You gotta check that out.
You see, every time you say Gamora, I think of Zoe Saldana from Guardians of the Galaxy, so I don't really know what you're talking about. But I am going to play this 000 trailer so that people can know what it is that we're talking about and see if this is actually a show that they want to check out. This is a thing that we've done in the past. We just haven't done it as of late. You guys can see the screen. I'm going to play this so you guys can hear it.
Why we're not going to lose money on this? You know why we're not going to lose money on this? Because what we do keeps the world's economy afloat. Don't ever forget that.
Dare mangiare a tutta gente nostra servono assai sordi.
What language are they speaking?
Well, sounds Italian.
Es que tus hermanos están a tu lado.
They're Mexicans.
That doesn't sound like Spanish.
It was.
Yeah, what?
That second part was Spanish. The first time was a different language.
Okay.
It looks like it might go from in different regions of the world.
Yeah, because the militant group, they're Mexican.
Okay. And then is there another group that's Italian?
They just said something on there about sending chili peppers to Italy.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Ya tenemos listas las 5,000 latas de chile que pidieron para Italia.
That's where they stashed the shit to get it over there.
To get Italy though, yeah, I peeped that too. Hey.
This was a good ass show. I'm talking about good.
Hey, Isaiah, did you watch Bad Blood yet?
Bad? No, I did not, because I can't think of what it is. But I'll put that trailer on next so I can see if it's something I'm gonna watch tonight. When I go home, I'm not gonna lie, I'm playing Red Dead Redemption. I'm not watching nothing, but I binge a lot of TV over the weekends and sometimes during the workday.
From start to finish.
We want to meet your Mexican friend and ship the merchandise. Our father's number one rule is that buyers and sellers are connected by brokers.
Stiamo picchiando carico.
I need you to tell me what is going on. Why are you trying to start an engine fire?
Un carico libero. E se non arriva, allora i nemici mi vincono. México nos entrenó para ser los mejores. Y lo somos.
So far, I feel like I've seen cartel, potential mafia. I've seen what looks like possibly the money cleaners or the smugglers. I don't know exactly what's going on there, but it looks like it has everything in the show that I would watch.
This is top. This is a good ass show right here.
Better than Ozark?
Yeah, it's up there. Yep.
Okay, if it's up there, I'll check it out.
Bottom line, it's going to take my cargo delivered safely.
Ozark got watered down in the end. I want to see what this last season gonna be on.
Yeah, me too.
The police are coming.
I don't think it got watered down. Did you forget how that last season ended? Okay, so it looks like this show takes place in multiple areas across the world. This looks like, hey, this looks like a show that I would watch.
Gamora, if you watch Gamora, when I start, there's 4 seasons. I watched it in a week, and then I stopped watching it. I was staying up, wanted to see what happened in the next episode to like 4 in the morning. It just kept going. It's like they got projects. They in Rome, or they're in Rome, and they got projects in there. They taking over whole projects. Like, man, this shit is crazy, man.
I'm gonna definitely check that joint out. Seems right up my alley. Any of you, Picasso? I don't even know that you watch any TV.
I don't at all.
Drill just called me Bad Blood. Yeah.
Hey, it's this crazy ass show called Ruthless. It's about this coat, this black coat. It's fucking crazy. You would like it because it's called Ruthless.
Yeah, I'm pulling up this trailer for Bad Blood. I'll check that out. Next here, give me, where is it at? I don't know how the fuck they make you click that shit too.
Since the 1960s, the port city of Montreal has been one of the largest.
This is the show with Tig from Sons of Anarchy.
Good.
That's my. All right, so Darrell, that's my. You didn't watch Sons of Anarchy, did you?
No, I did not.
All right, so you should watch it. It's still a good show. It's just gang shit. They just happen to be white boys on motorcycles. But
I actually did see a couple episodes. It wasn't bad. I just, that's not my cup of tea. I can fuck with the Italians though. This right here, they in Canada. They in Montreal getting it.
Yeah, no, I actually have this in my to watch list. It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, I see it. That's good too.
Yeah, I have
it's a true story.
In my to watch list. I'm gonna hit play on this trailer real quick, but I've definitely seen this trailer because it has Tig, and I fuck with my nigga Tig.
Most of it, but you still had to deal with the bikers and other gangs who all wanted their cut. All that came to an end under my boss, Vito Rizzuto.
We're all at war. So, look, we can fight every street corners, or we can get a piece of all the action. We work together, but there can only be
He's
one.
a snake.
Because I own City Hall and the cops.
And so began one of the...
Yeah, anybody who owns City Hall and the cops is probably a snake.
Greatest runs in history.
And I know how much my father values you. It's your not family.
Declan's on the phone line.
And I'm your son.
We're here to place you under arrest.
For what?
Think back to 1981.
He can trust me just as much as you, and he knows it.
There is a man coming from Calabria to kill Vito.
They're coming at us from all sides. Show them you're in charge. Taking care of my son.
You're not the head of this family.
He knows everything your father knows, and you don't.
Do you know how badly you screwed up? That kid is going to burn down the whole goddamn city if that's how he's going to handle things.
It's the circle of life in our jungle.
And then they'll hire a commission about the corruption that exists on all levels of our public works.
This is a goddamn disaster.
Organized crime has its hand in all of it.
Oh, they wanted our action for years. They tried to wipe out the family, including you. The time for diplomacy is over. That bitch is gonna dig up everything there is.
This is how guys end up doing 25 to life.
Hey, Darrell, do you know the name of the real family or the real family of mobsters?
Rizzuto. Yeah.
That sounds like pasta. I imagine it's Italian. But that shit looks like it hits. This show looks like it's right up my alley too.
I watched it, but it wasn't memorable, man. I seen this whole series, but it's like I can't really remember.
Yeah, it's like one of them, like you gotta let it kind of build up to the shit, man. They really trying to sell the real story of what happened. Cause watching this shit made me look into it, and by it being a real story made it more interesting. Cause how you watch a movie and you be like, why they ain't do this? Or it could have been that, man. This shit really happened. You know what I'm saying? You gotta appreciate the art in it. You know what I'm saying?
Bad Blood. Got that in my list. I don't know what you're out here watching these days. I feel like we watch a lot of the same shit.
Y'all ever watch the Vikings?
I have.
Yeah.
You know what? I started watching Last Kingdom because I thought it was Vikings. I started watching Last Kingdom and I ended up watching like 2 seasons in a weekend.
Yeah, I'm on the Vikings right now, bro. That shit is crazy, man.
Hey, I just watched the last
American
season. I
Gods.
binge watched that shit. Yeah, American God. I lost.
American Gods, I heard good shit about that too.
I feel like American Gods kind of fell off season 2. I do
Yeah.
think that they shit on my boy Orlando Jones. I feel like they shit on him after he did a phenomenal role in that character of Anansi. I don't like the way that they got this. Whatever. I think it's a dope ass concept, and I'll watch through it, even not agreeing with how it rocks. But I feel like, so what's the final season has a trailer for Vikings. It's on the final season. Let's go ahead and check out this trailer.
All right, it's over with. That final season played out already.
So everybody already knows how it ended. Don't.
I haven't seen all of it yet.
I haven't seen it either.
I'll ruin it for you.
I'm on like season 3 right now.
It's all right. It's all right. We'll involuntarily mute this guy so he can't get a chance to ruin it for you. Yeah. So Vikings, that's definitely one out there. I don't know if we need to screen share. That one's super popular. Diamond, anything that you're watching that's not terrible reality TV?
I'm telling you, I don't know anything. I don't watch anything. I'm so busy. I just work all day. I'm working right now.
Oh, so I guess Bruce commented like a minute ago, and he said Invincible goes hard as AF, and I did put him on, so I'm gonna go ahead and play that trailer real quick, and I gotta actually give it to Ty Riggs because he put me on to Invincible. Like, it's a dope show. I super fuck with it. Like, if you like anything with people that got powers or anything like that, you're probably gonna like the show. Bruce, I agree with you. I'm gonna screen share that trailer real quick, and then this is probably gonna be our last one, unless Kiwan or got anything else to add. Diamond, I imagine you're pretty much just catching all your TV on IGTV clips.
Barely.
Hey, did you watch? They See Us?
When they
Yeah,
when they
that I
which one is
saw.
that?
That was good.
With the New York Central Park 5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I knew about that story long before it happened. I made it a point to not watch that. Yeah, no, because until the DAs, the cops, the fucking, until all these people are in jail or see any type of justice, I don't want to watch some basically torture porn of how the justice system does young black and brown boys in this fucking country. Because I feel like that's the new slave movie. You know what I'm saying?
Chicago 7.
Sensationalism.
That's a better movie.
Sensationalism.
Yeah,
sensationalized shit like that.
Right. I feel like I don't think that it's good for your brain, and all that shit does is make me furious at this system and the way that they play games.
It's the same effect I got with like them and a lot of these other like super racist, slave type movies.
Yeah.
Built off of that shit. It's just like, it's infuriating. It's like, dude, get over that shit. Stop putting that shit on television.
To this day, I've never seen 12 Years a Slave.
That shit hilarious.
I couldn't get through the whole thing. It was just like, dude, this shit too fucking miserable. Them died every episode. It's like,
I just watched this movie
like
the
you
other
said,
day.
torture porn, and it's
was no
satisfying
budget.
a little weird mechanism that people have. That kind of we like, the same thing that drives us to record when someone's struggling for their life or something. It's the same thing that drives us to watch some shit where it's just talking about complete, destruction of of a person's mind, body, and soul. For art, for the purposes of art. Like, fuck that shit.
I just watched this movie where they took a prince, right? He was a prince in Africa. They took him and shipped him, made him a slave in Mississippi for 40 years.
No, that's actually based on a real story. The dude, the only reason that it got found out was because this guy was writing letters like back to that's based on a true story. I can't remember his name. He was royalty. And like he got caught up in the triangle trade. They convince us that what they don't tell you is they took more Indians to be slaves in Europe from America than actually African slaves that came to America. That's why another part of the reason I don't really like to delve into their stories, because they're kind of reinforcing bullshit lies that people actually believe about history. And that's through showing it to us on TV. That's how you get people to believe it. But Invincible's a dope show. Ken, before we get off here, I don't even got to do this last trailer. Before we get off here, Ken, I did want to give you a couple minutes real quick. We talked briefly. Somebody's moving some on their phone. We talked briefly with Paige Flowers earlier. We talked about Dogecoin. I know that you've been in this crypto market for a little bit now. So we talked about Dogecoin. She told us why she doesn't really value Dogecoin because it's not really backed by any utilities. There's nothing tangible associated with it, and the fact that Elon Musk just by
interjection.
What's up?
There ain't nothing tangible back in none of our currencies currently, except.
Oh no! Hold on.
We know that. We know that, Q1. We know that.
The fact that Uncle Sam will come to your country, kick in your fucking door, drop tens of thousands of bombs, and bring you some fucking democracy is what backs up the American dollar.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
Dogecoin better. I mean, well, not just those. Bitcoin in general better get them a fucking army if they do. But the new army now, like I said, the new war is through fucking papers and you know, and law and legal. People ain't fucking
the average goofy, bro.
Nowadays.
Shit keeps shit alive because people invest. You don't have to be an investor for a motherfucker to convince you to put your money in some shit. That's what's backing the shit. It's a whole new concept. It's like the reinvention of the computer. We all see what the computer. They still selling computers $3,000. So let's not mistake that just a new ideology is enough to be backed in this society that we living in. You don't need physical, tangible gold and silver for an idea. You know what I mean?
Right. Because the mind is the ultimate form of currency. The mind has constructed everything revolving the exchange of equal value, because that's all money is, and it's equal value exchange. So, and it's all in the mind. You know, and if I find something over here and it comes with discovery and navigation and people traveling, I got.
I'm with that.
I'm saying all that to say, get 10,000 shares of Dogecoin just in case the motherfucker jump up a couple notches.
So I don't know about any of that. Nobody here is a financial advisor. Nobody here is an investment advisor.
I'm a broker, legally.
Okay, he's the only legal broker on this podcast right now. Why am
I'm
I
an illegal broker?
All right, so Ken, I wanted to touch base with you, sir, since you probably got the most experience with crypto out of everybody.
I've been in crypto for about 6 months by now. Like 6 months so far. But like what Paige was saying, that's a shout out to Paige. But as far as Dogecoin, it's making a lot of people money. You can't lie about that. It's making a lot of people money. But the thing about Dogecoin is it's a meme coin. A lot of people don't know what that is. You know, it's just memes you see all the time on the internet and shit. So they made literally a coin and called it Doge. But Doge got backing by like Elon Musk, and he get tweets. So when people like that shout out this type of coin,
Said wait till after Saturday Night Live this week.
Yeah,
exactly. But this is the thing though. So the people who got in early on this coin, which I'm not invested in either, but the people who got in early is the ones who's making the most money. Now a lot of people gonna get burnt on the back end, possibly after Saturday Night Live. When is that? May 9th?
That's this Saturday.
That happens. All right, this Saturday. So they push it. It's like more of a meme coin, a community coin. So they push it to $1. They can get enough investors. Like if enough of us come together and say, man, let's all put an X amount of dollars, we can join the price up as well. But this is what's gonna happen.
How do you decide when to sell, right?
Right. So this was somebody got to get burned. It's gonna be those investors who come in late to the party. Then they go like, oh, Dogecoin is scam, but not understanding the tokenomics of coin, what it's for, and they don't even know like a good entry point to get in. Like even when I got into this crypto, I was just doing my research and stuff like that. I'm looking at like technical analysis videos, trying to understand the charts and whatnot, and like just try to understand what this crypto space is about. But one thing I know for sure, in this space, you could make a lot of money. You could 50x, 100x your money.
So while we're on the topic, Ken,
I got tips.
And I know what you're saying is true. Somebody I know was in the studio earlier today. They told me they just so happened to get in on like $300 worth of Dogecoin when it was a what he say
What, tenth
like
of a penny?
yeah, something like that, or a quarter of a penny. Like
Okay.
and he was like, he's up right now, like real, like looking to make other and new investments now. So I understand that there's
facts.
money that can be made. Like if I just threw money in a lot of different things to try to start to learn how these things shift. So I've seen,
All right, big
returns. I
baller.
doubled up. But here's the point
I'm
that I'm
not
getting at.
gonna lie.
Big
It's not
baller got
about
money
the
to throw
money.
everywhere. I see.
Hold on. No, I didn't make any real money. I've just seen the percentage changes. I didn't
No,
put enough
no.
money in to make
Oh,
any
okay.
real money. But yeah. But here's what I was
It's
getting at.
about the shares, though. It's not about. See, like a lot of people think, if I put $100, if I put $1,000, what I'm gonna flip. Like that's like drug dealer
Yeah,
thinking. Like
it
this
depends on how
ain't
much the
like
shares
cocaine,
cost.
boy. This shit is about shares. He who holds the most shares gonna have the most money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
So hold on, but before you take us too far off point, though, because that is to the point of crypto. But one of the things that Paige was talking about earlier, where she got cut off, and I think Darrell, this was in the time period where he was having connection issues. One of the questions that we asked her that we never got a chance to get answered was, so with PayPal and Robinhood and a lot of these more mainstream apps that people are buying crypto with, from my understanding and the way that Paige explained it to us, you don't actually own the coins. They're kind of just placeholding for you. So if you had to tell some of the listeners some better places that they could, maybe look into, not necessarily go like earlier today, she told us about something gecko,
CoinGecko.
CoinGecko,
And CoinMarketCap as well. That's how you can search the coins. If you're interested in crypto, CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap is two places you can go to search these coins or whatever you're interested in. So, for example, a lot of people heard of like Ethereum, Bitcoin, or XRP. You can literally go to CoinMarketCap. It can give you like the circulating supply, the market cap. It can give you the community. You can see the history. It even give you the white paper. So you can get all the information just off that one website.
Okay, so I'm on the CoinGecko page. I know she was telling me earlier today, if you go to markets and you go to farms, and then this is where her connection just ended and she can never hop back in. What exactly is the purpose of this what we're looking at here?
Well, I don't usually do farming, but it's similar to like staking. You know, you can farm and like mine. So I think farming is more so you lock your coins up and add liquidity to like an exchange, or like it's like a liquidity pool where you put your money in and you get a certain percentage by just adding liquidity to the network per se. That's what I think what Page do. Now, what I do for the most part, I usually mine, like I mine my coin. So I could buy no, I get no owner, and then I'll just use my computer to run nodes, and I get certain cryptos for whatever crypto I'm mining. Also, I stake too. So staking is just another version of dividends. You know how stocks pay you dividends? Crypto stake, it's the same thing. So a lot of coins where you can stake in wallets as well. So if you can get your own private wallet, you can do staking on there, and also on certain exchanges as well. So
All right.
let me back off what Paige was saying about like Robinhood and certain exchanges where you don't own your crypto, because PayPal and like Robinhood is where you can buy crypto, but you can't trade it. You can't send it to a different exchange or wallet, which means they are custodians of your crypto. You can't take that crypto off the exchange and put it in your hard wallet or private wallet, which means you don't own the crypto. So you'll have to sell it on that exchange, just sell it to whatever, fiat, Bitcoin, whatever, but you don't own the crypto. Now, at least with Coinbase, you can send that money to different wallets or your private wallet. Say if you want to take your money off the exchange, you can do that, because we know exchanges get hacked or data breaches. You feel me? And you don't want your money on those exchanges. So that's the saying I get from that's the saying you get from like not your keys, not your cryptos, which means you can't get it off the exchange, you don't own it. You don't have any pretty much say so what happens.
Okay, so I think we got a base idea of that. We're pretty much at the time marker for the night. I appreciate every single one of you that hopped in. Closing statements before we go. For anybody that's still around, for anybody that's still with us, don't forget, guys, that we are doing our Oh, so actually, we had a comment while Ken was talking. Let me read that comment. It's on screen for the viewers. Robinhood gives you a derivative. You have to use an exchange, and after that, you need to get a private wallet, not your keys, not your coins. Right. So that's essentially the same thing Ken was just saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and that's Gabriel. Uh, Shout out, Gabriel. Appreciate you checking out the stream. For anybody that's still watching, like I said, we are doing our um, outside comedy show Saturday 5:15, not this Saturday but next Saturday. It is going to be hosted by comedian Ty Riggs. It is going to be headlined by comedian Marcus Shakes. Both of these guys plus the lineup that we built for you guys is going to be hilarious. If you got us on Facebook, just go to our events page. You'll see it. You can get your tickets right there. Tickets start at $25. If you got any specific questions or anything that you want to know about the specifics of the event, hit us up, inbox us. If you want to use our promo code, it's 20% off. All you got to type in is Munchies. Munchies is the name of the show. What the hell? Okay, somebody is like rubbing their hand on their mic or something. I just muted a few people. Now, outside comedy show Saturday, May 15th, starting at 5. Doors open at 5 p.m. It's going to be a dope event. It is going to be a 420 friendly event. Any questions that anybody has, reach out to us. If you want us to secure some baked edibles for you, make sure you get the ticket that supplies that with it. Any questions at all, definitely reach out, guys. You can get the tickets on mogulminds.net, or you can get the tickets on Facebook, Eventbrite, but you go to mogulminds.net. On our homepage, you can pick which ticket you want right then and there. Standing room only tickets won't open until next week, so it might get to that point where there's going to be standing room only tickets just like last time. Does anybody have any closing statements? Anything anybody wanted to get off? Anything anybody wanted to promote before we go ahead and wrap and I end the stream here, guys? No? All right.
Oh,
So,
yeah, no, that's me. My bad. I started talking before. What's it called? Sorry, guys.
Before you unmuted yourself, yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to announce a new development in our nation state culture. We finally got our first drafts of our IDs, identification, travel identification. A lot of the brothers, I don't know if y'all can see it. Those are.
Let me spotlight you.
Pyramids.
Yes, sir.
These are American
I'll
pyramids.
be over there
Yes,
soon,
sir.
bro.
And we got a whole lot of other stuff going on right here. So this is the official ID of the Nation of Indigenous Peoples, and also the our nation state, which is goddamn the Olmec state. And we building and we putting together a package for everyone. We're gonna have a catechism ready to also to know how to be in your proper stance everywhere you go, and that's part of the inspiration behind why the ID is right side up, because this is the proper stance, and ID this way is not necessarily the proper stance. You know,
so for people who don't know what Kiwan's talking about, do yourself a favor and just Google status correction and see if you can find out a little bit more about correcting your political status. A lot of things that we fall into because our parents, didn't have the information that we have access to today. A lot of the things that situations we find ourselves in are not unavoidable. And what Kiwan is attempting to do through both action and content creation is to help like-minded people find their way out of these situations. So much appreciated, Kiwan, sir.
Appreciate y'all, brothers.
Anybody else? Anything you want to get off, Picasso? It looks like you took your mute off.
Yeah, just if you can let me share my screen real quick, that'd be cool.
I don't know that I have control over whether or not you do that.
Oh, I can like there you go.
Oh, okay, let me
There.
unspotlight this guy. All right, go. Okay, I'm gonna add it to stream right now. Boom, there you go.
Yep, just check out One Light Records. We're gonna start releasing some dope ass music. We took a little break for a little bit, but we're coming back with that heat, that pressure. So look at One Light Records on YouTube, subscribe, and look forward to these new songs we're about to drop.
One Light is also in partnership with Mogul Minds Network. If you book a session with us right now, 99% of the time that session is going to be done with One Light Records. They got heat. We've yet to have an artist come in the studio that they couldn't either find or make a beat for. As a matter of fact, Diamond, I'm gonna need you to email us that MP3 of what's the fucking song? We were talking about it over the summer. Fuck me but don't follow me. There we go. We need to get a remix going for that. Picasso.
The problem is the only version I can find is the other song I made. I can't find "Fuck Me But Don't Follow Me."
All right, so you're gonna have to redo it. You send Picasso the bars. He gonna write to it.
Bad.
For a while.
Definitely follow you, bros.
All right. To everybody on the podcast, to everybody on the stream, this was another weekly live stream. This was a dope episode. Maybe they'll be a little bit more coherent now that I'm not boozing for a bit. So I'm gonna try to get the fuck up out of here, guys. This has been weekly reviews, Real Talk Chicago. You guys have been great.
Later, y'all.
Love, y'all.
Peace, love.